right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna break down the game, and then I'm gonna end with some predictions. Like, well, this tournament is going so fast, and I don't know exactly how to deliver all the content best, but like I want to talk about the state of MSI, the state of the teams, because honestly, like in the first BO5s, I feel like all of the top 4 teams, they've all shown like a very shaky side to themselves, you know? I think it's very interesting that G2, PSG, I feel like you need to scatter your efforts so widely in terms of the prep. So I feel like it feels like there's more opportunity to shake and stir things up, because people like the usual suspects aren't as precise as they sometimes would be if they are playing one variant of the game over and over. So it's like this whole lane swap thing. It's like G2's in the mix. Yeah, Fnatic is in the mix. You know, I'm not saying they are like favorite to win the tournament or anything, but they are like contesting, you know, they're contesting, like G2 especially. Like, they are in the mix, you know? Like, I think just like lane swaps being in the picture really makes it more difficult for the standard like lane demons to only concentrate on that, you know? Because I think all of the players that are on the Asian teams, they are very used to preparing for tournaments a very specific way. And this preparation is very unique. And I think that opens up for opportunities like today. G2 had amazing chances to win today. I'm never gonna say they should have won, but they could have won. Like getting so close. Like they had great opportunities to win today. Like I think both Top Esports is probably the team that looks like the most like Top Esports, let's be honest. I don't believe in saying should have won, because T1 held it out. Like there's no should have won. They could have won, but should have won is not the way to put it, because T1 did out execute them in the end, and that's the measurement, right? That's the measurement. G2 had many opportunities to close out this series, many opportunities, and to put themselves in that position again is going to be a big fucking ask. It's gonna be a really big fucking ask, you know? It's a big ask. So for them to be in a position like this against T1, it's like they go into a series against T1, they're not going to be favorites. You know, it's going to be closer than what we perceived. But T1, after playing against them one series, is going to be very healthy and nutritious for T1, because G2 had like the underdog advantage here, right? And it's really cool that G2, you know, they played all of playoffs in Europe with, of course, you know, the whole situation with... I lost my chain of thought. What was I saying? Like G2 played all of playoffs with lane swaps, and now they are kind of in everyone's head. But let's start breaking down the game. Just make a little note to Tenki that I started somewhere here. We have like 5:52 start somewhere there. You will find it. What? It seems like I'm ordering food. Just want the sake menu. Yeah, I'm good.
Can you open it all?
Yeah, sure. All right, so let's begin. Game number one. Let's jump forward to the champion select. We jump forward to the champion select. You know, the big point of discussion here, right, is that I think it was interesting to see this new dynamic. I think talking about T1 as a whole, you know, T1 need to solve the problem that basically right now, with the changes to jungle, with Rel being out, right, and Maokai being so weak early game, right, and Vi being perma-banned, and Xin Zhao getting banned targeted often, it's like you need to find top laners and supports that create space, right? So think about Nautilus, you know, K'Sante, you know, you have Zac. You need champions that can create space for you, right? You need to make sure that you create space somehow through your composition. A lot of people had issue with T1 playing the fucking Twisted Fate in the regular season, like in the playoffs in the LCK. But the main issue for them was that when Zeus was picking TF, they couldn't find the champions in the jungle position and the super position to fill, because as how T1 is structured is that T1 are playing carry champions in top and also in the support role. So always you have Faker making space and Owner making space. But in situations when they can't find the champions and they need to pivot and support needs to cover and top lane needs to cover, this is where they've struggled, right? To find good compositions. You guys remember when they played like TF, they rotated Lucianami every game, and then it's like the Zeus wants to play carries. It's like K'Sante has been the champion that makes everything very easy for T1, right? K'Sante has been really crucial because K'Sante gives him a frontliner and allows Cleria to play everything that he wants to do. And at the same time, K'Sante is a very strong side laner. You'll see a theme in this series where T1, when they can't contest side, then they are a lot worse. They are a lot worse. So in this particular game, right, as we start out the draft, first pick Kalista, we have Senna and Ashe ban. Ashe was something that went through, was permabanned in the LCK. For some reason, T1 in play-ins got Ashe. That was crazy talk, right? They banned Rumble as well, so they are deleting some of the supports and the flexes out of the pick, out of the pool. Makes sense, okay? At the other side, Draven, Lucian, and then of course, the Nico. I think that the Draven ban, like if you open up a series, maybe you invite it, play Varus against Draven, see what's up. But if you ban it in the opening game, you're kind of committing to to banning it the whole series. So you kind of have a locked ban. Because if you play it the first game, pick Varus into it and you see what's up, maybe there's room to maybe play against it, right? But we understand G2 is a great Draven team. It makes sense. The Lucian is also a little bit questionable, right? I think Lucian, even though G2 play it, I think this is where you should test out the team, right? It's like we saw some of the other like Eastern teams do this too, where they like test out, they chin check skill matchups just to see what's up. So maybe I think T1 could have opened up here in the series with a little bit more exploration in mind. But they play Kalista against Varus, which is fine too. They trade, and then they lock Xin Zhao. They lock Xin Zhao because they don't want to pick mid lane. In a lot of cases, people like to pick Talia here, but I think when Vi is open, they don't want to be in a situation where enemy has Kalista, Ahri, and Vi into your Talia here. Talia against, of course, Kalista makes a lot of sense. But in this spot, this is the moment where T1 really win out draft, in my opinion. The enemy team shows Lilia against Xin Zhao and Varus. I think that Lilia can be played against Xin Zhao in isolation, which is cool. And then they need to pick Tristana at the pairing, and then enemy goes TF. In most cases, teams are going to pick K'Sante here, right? They're going to pick K'Sante. But the pivot into TF is very nice because every other champ that was picked after Lilia was shown was just picked to make the game as miserable as possible for her. They go into 4-5, they remove engage tools. They remove Zac, they remove Nautilus. Putting Mickey on Rel, which is much weaker champion than Nautilus in terms of how guaranteed the engage is, and also it invites the Alistar. At first, you're thinking Keria is playing melee champs. You know, this is maybe a tech, this is a technology. But I have to say that Keria played a very solid game here on the Alistar. I think that draft-wise, T1, if they are not under some heavy disadvantage, Blue Side's composition is very hard to play. But they have some angles. They have, of course, Yasuo into the Twisted Fate, which is a good matchup. They have Tristana that can create volatility, Lilia a fast clearer, and then Kalista Rel in the bottom side. If they are not ahead in this game, team fighting against this composition is incredibly hard because Varus and Azir and TF are going to play on range, and then when the engage comes, Alistar Xin Zhao can reset the fight very easily, and Azir as well. Like Azir can just buy Zeke's Arm Guard and then it's GG. Looking at the crucial moments in this game, you had the lane match, the no lane swap shenanigans. G2 started off with standard lane. They got a Kalista Basin, which was pretty nice. They managed to get the level 1 plan as well here. Look at this cheeky move here from G2, where Mickey is showing, but then there is this standard thing where if the mid laner moves down, it means that the support moves down because they're always covering. So in this spot here, Azir wants to punish the fact that Tristana is showing here. And then everyone is trapping in this spot and G2 is walking there. So they saw something in the play pattern of others, and this is super nice, you know? I like this a lot here from G2. You know, a very cheeky strategy. It's like here, Caps is showing his face. So Azir feels safe to walk up and maybe squeeze a little ward. But here they are hiding. G2 read them like a book. First Bloods in the book, you know, locked in, and Yasuo gets the first blood. Super neat. I think that Zeus played kind of sleepy, you know, he played exhaust. I don't know if he was thinking that he might run into Tristana or some shit on the lane top. I'm not so sure. Jizuki also mentioned that what Yasuo and solo queue do is they play fleet footwork and play flash and ghost. I don't know much about that, but I trust Jizuki, you know, his level game knowledge is incredible. Alos are very weak level 1s, of course Kalista and Rel, they are pushing. And here, Yasuo is pushing. So they already got the kill, Yike is pathing into bot. The key things that happen in this game is just that we have a very pleasant back and forth. BB is doing super well, has of course a recurve bow on the first base. BB didn't TP back. Zeus has no flash, which is of course very significant. Let me just show you guys how he burns his flash, just so we are all in the loop. This is just him slow pushing a wave and then BB just dashing through the wave, and Zeus is running no TP. Like BB managed the lane really good. I didn't see exactly what went down, but the fact that BB is on the wave, not TPing back, walking on the bounce while Zeus is in this position with Doran's blade and no base, it's very rough. So now Lilia did, of course, the top grab after base. She did the Agorin clear, is what I call it. And now the game extends. Mickey manages to survive. I don't know, Relis looks so squishy to me, man. She just has no HP pool. She gets chunked, she gets one shot. Very surprised by how squishy she is. I have to say here, I didn't like this Vampiric Scepter purchase. I think this is a game where Mercs has a lot of value, and I think that it's very important to reach Kraken. You have to reach Kraken, of course, and you have to reach Navori. Like, these items are really big, you know? Really big items, these items here. Massive items. And all in all, I think that buying 2 lane items, Vampiric Scepter and Mercs, delays this so much that I don't like it, you know? Like, always, if you're playing Tristana, in my opinion, you choose. If you have Cull, Doran's Blade, and Fleet Footwork, I don't think you need Vampiric if you have Mercs. You choose one lane item. In this particular game, Mercs has value, and I think that you skip the Vampiric then. Plain and simple. Like, in my opinion, you always choose one lane item, so to speak. Mercs is the lane item, and I think it's cool. If you don't buy Mercs and you skip Shu buy just to rush Navori Kraken, I think Vampiric is also fine. But I think if you buy both, I think you delay Navori a little bit too much. It can be fine, but the window of your spike becomes more narrow, right? Is Cull slowing down Tristana's build? No, you get gold from Cull. So it's perfectly fine to go Cull. Cull gives you stats. It's nice. I think Cull is good. Alright, so you have the freeze. Zeus is in big trouble, man. Like, Zeus is really bleeding. He's slow pushing out. The lack of flash, the gank was super nice. This is a moment where Faker just misplays, plain and simple. I think that Faker needs to flash the Tristana R, which isn't super easy, but he needs to preemptively flash, in my opinion. And in this moment here as well, he flashes, and then look at this moment here. He's going to click back. I think, you know, in chat people are talking about, well, Caps can just W, and then he can reset W and jump out, you know? Sure, I can see that happening, but you should always play to your limits and make the kill as hard to get as possible. You need to get it need to make the kill as hard as possible, plain and simple. So Faker walking back here, not playing on range. You know, Faker was very off in the initial games of the series. He really warmed up to things. And now the extension is Zinzao wants to contest and make Zeus push, and Broken Blade is just fucking standing. You know, he's standing his ground. He's making sure that Zeus with no flash can't crash his wave. Because in terms of how top lane has changed, right? You know, people always think, oh, it's the gank, the lane that is weak. But if you're winning top, it's so hard to get ganked. Because this pink ward never gets taken. The pink ward never gets taken. And in this moment, Zeus is fucked and Azir is fucked. These conditions are amazing to G2. Because this wave is slow pushing and Zeus, and he's calling his jungler right now, Owner, can you help me push out? I can't fucking breathe here. And now, of course, Lilia goes into the pink, and Zeus walks on the wave, and BB walks on top of fucking Zeus, of course. They get the combo, the exhaust off of the ult, but look how much damage Yag does. Full damage, double sleep, and then boom, the W swing, the true damage on both, and then the EQ into flash on the knock up to follow up Owner's flash. Wow. The game is in a marvelous position. G2 should be able to snowball this. Fuck everything I said about the composition being hard to execute. If you have these conditions, you can snowball through side, push side, choose all your fight timers, make the enemy be forced to, really never group because you have so much control. It should be a free-flowing game here for G2. But what happens? What happens is that we get a pause. So in my mind here, this shouldn't matter. It's like players know that pauses happen. Gumayushi's keyboard stopped working. Like people were talking about how T1 got to refocus, but it's such an intangible thing to measure. So I really don't like entertaining that conversation, but I'm gonna mention it because it was something that was talked about a lot, right? It's like T1, G2 get to think about what the next step is. They're not allowed to talk on stage. Same thing for T1. They can rethink, they can maybe refocus, but it all depends on the person. So it's like measuring that is so pointless because some people that are behind, they fester on the fact that they're behind and they fall into a pit of despair. Pauses are a part of the game because the technical side of it is, of course, not perfect. So situations are gonna happen where pauses happen because you need to make sure that the game is fair play, right? So both teams need to be ready for it. Both teams need to adjust to it. To say that G2 lost the game because of the pause, like that's a joke in my opinion. That's a joke, straight up. We continue. The pause, we fast forward. It was quite a long one, right? Gumayushi had issues with his keyboard. Everybody's meditating on stage. They're chilling. They are breathing. They are taking it easy. And now, this is a moment that is so terrible. Like Caps is on the base timer here. The wave is already in mid. I don't know why Caps decides to walk so far. So Caps here is back on mid wave. He takes it. Then eventually we're going to have this moment where Caps roams into top side, which we really don't like. So this is the moment, Caps wants to punish the fact that the enemy does Drake by walking topside. But there's no wave to play on right now. Zeus is already afraid of Caps that is in fog. Like here, this is, like Caps being in fog is already enough to pressure Zeus. But they're never diving this guy. Here Caps, hovering one time is good, but now he shows. Loses HP, doesn't base. This is really terrible. Really terrible. Like, Xin Zhao is also undermining him. He's dashing on him. TF can port because he has a frozen wave. They go on Caps here, who has no flash from the 1v1 on mid. Caps plays it as good as he can with the reset, but Zeus flashes over, and this is very bad. That Caps loses a bunch of waves on mid. Additionally, Faker gets platings, gets a lot of gold back. He was in big trouble. Zeus gets to catch. This is a lot of breathing room here for the opponents. We continue. Keep in mind what I mentioned. G2's draft isn't super easy to play, but they are very strong on side. Right now, Yasuo in these conditions is a monster. I really didn't like this play from BB2. It's cool that he hovers. When I watched this live, I thought, okay, he's playing on the Caps TP. TP of Caps is going to walk out of the turret. Caps TP is on the wave because the wave won't die on time, and then they're gonna fight and they're gonna double kill here. For some reason, BB just decides to run it down. But he can just walk out right now. He can walk out right now and play on the TP, right? He can easily play on TP. And now Zeus is spotted. Like BB can still walk. Look at Caps. Caps is TP. I feel like G2 should be able to see that type of a play. I think if BB walks here and these two commit and he wind walls the fucking spell of Zeus and then Caps TPs here, I think that they can win the game here on the spot, man. They can really do something massive here. I think the community is so... It's also one of those things, right? People have the wrong idea of what pause has as an impact and try to measure the impact of the pause. Additionally, it's like saying if G2 won this game that they would have 3-0'd. It's he can't of course he can TP to minion, bro. Like it's fucking unleashed. It's 13 minutes in, bro. What are you talking about? What are you smoking? Nevertheless. It's like just if a team wins one game, doesn't mean they are going to win the next game or the next game will play out the same. Maybe people change bands, maybe people change an idea, maybe they are in a different state of mind altogether, you know? It's like just because you win one doesn't mean that the next game would have played out the same. Everyone's state of mind changes. It's like T1 won this one and they went into the second game with, of course, they were even on a different side. They ended up on red side again. It's like you don't get side selection. Like all of these things matter, right? They add up. To say that just because EU, like just because they threw this game, like they wouldn't have 3-0 because of it. Then maybe they would, maybe. But to say that, take that for granted because of the results of the next two ones, you know? G2 had blue side game 2. Yes, because they chose side because they lost. All right, I think this review is better for me not to read chat because the text that I'm reading today is absolutely terrible, you know? Absolutely terrible. Okay, we continue. Here in this moment, I'm not sure what G2 is fishing for, right? They tried to punish owner of the kill of... they tried to punish owner of the kill on top. I think that, you know, G2 lost track of what small wins are. And they tried to, like, win the game on every single play. I really don't like that, you know. Here's another pause. We fast forward. I think this map trade is super good too. The enemy team... Like, the enemy team didn't hit top turret, so this is really, really good. We missed top dead, we didn't miss it. I talked about it at great length, about the TP of Caps. Yeah, it's a better idea to not read chat. So this is what I wanted to see more of, you know? It's like, Zeus has this big issue where he walks on waves where he doesn't have information. It's like right now he has no info, he can't walk on the neutral wave. Full info, like for G2 on bottom side, they see Azir on top. There's no way Zinzao is walking through lane, right? Because they put full vision. Like here, Zeus is walking on the lane where the enemy has full information. Like this is what I wanted to see more of. Just keep farming Zeus on side, keep pushing and choose your fights more accurately. Choose your fights more accurately, meaning we have to fucking make sure we fight on Ginzu spike. We fight on double spike of Lilia. Like choose your fights. When you are the one pressuring side, you can choose your fights a lot easier. And I would have loved to see that. But instead, you see these 5v5s on timers where T1 don't have any item disadvantage. You controlling side means you control the economy and the timings of the fight. Just like we saw in game 5, right? T1 controlled side, they controlled every fight selection too. And they did it on timers and spikes that were good for them. G2, you know, I think they should have leveraged their side pressure a lot more. So eventually, if Thread's being used, Mickey loses HP, no problem, he resets, Drake is spawning in 2. Like, look at the gold in this spot, right? Look at the gold in this spot. It's like, you have a Tristana that is strong, Lilia that is strong, but before they finish the second core, those advantages aren't as big as they could be. That is the key thing, you know? That is a very important thing. Hansama playing on-hit Kalista, I think is terrible. I think it's just a preference thing, but this is such a lethality game. Most games of Kalista are lethality games, because there's just too many tools that fuck you up if you want to play attack speed. But in this spot here, man, like playing attack speed Kalista in this game is terrible. Straight up terrible. Really, really bad. This play is good here from BB, he's completely safe. I think that Mickey just plays pretty bad here. I think that Mickey just over postures, gets carded, and then he dies for free when it's not necessary. And then Keria gets the engage too. I think that G2 didn't space well here at all, and they got punished pretty hard for it. This is, of course, not something that you can allow to happen. It's like, the engage from BB is good, but imagine a world where they just took Gumayushi's fucking flash here and all would have been good, you know? They're trying to kill him, they're trying to end the game on the play, but they could have just backed off many times, you know? There's also like Kalista ult. I think he didn't expect Mickey to die. He could have Kalista ulted here, could have Kalista ulted here. Didn't happen. They could have Kalista ulted. You know, I think they could have just played this a lot better. And then the follow as well. It's like G2 continue fighting. Now the thought process is, oh, Gumayushi has no flash, we need to fight. But you look at items. There's no Ginzu. There's no Navori just yet. They need to fight around spikes because they need to leverage how much stronger they are on side. That's so important. They're fighting on mid here. Mickey as a champion playing Rel against Alistar and Azir. It's very difficult. Very, very difficult. Now they're committing all the way. You know, the route past the wall. Caps is trying to jump in, but Caps doesn't have super much damage. The Tabi is enough. Faker doesn't clip Tristana with the wall, but already this is like, you know, for T1 to go even at this point in the game is massive for them. They are very happy to fight 5v5. They are very happy to fight 5v5 on the mid-wave. And right now, G2 are just playing not around their spikes. They really didn't leverage side. They didn't really, they like, Varus even ulted Windwall, he didn't. Like, he didn't. Look at that. He didn't. He ulted past it, like he's rooted. It's like, Caps understands that he needs to jump forward, because the Varus ult will root him. If he jumps out, he loses the fight instantly. So the jumping forward is good from Caps. But the thing is, the fight is not good to take in my opinion. But it's just their composition gets giga outscaled. If they are not getting advantages through side and they couldn't leverage that 4-0 and they're even at this point, it's done. Eventually we have a moment here where Faker TPs into top. Here, Faker TPs into top and BB is collecting. Here, Mickey does his best to try to get some vision, right? And he gets it, but Caps just pushes on them too fast. Right now, T1 need to hit Nash, but they have one blue trinket, there's no rush. And Korea finds Caps. Pixel perfect, knocks him, boom, CC chain, Caps dies, leverage into Nash. And of course, Nash has continuation. The enemy team needs to fucking group on you, you know? They need to group and defend, and that's the worst thing possible. If the enemy has a stronger 5v5, you need to win the economy game, and they just didn't win the economy game this one. So G2 threw multiple times, lost multiple times. If Caps didn't roam top, if they didn't take these fights on mid and just leverage side a little bit more, I think it would have been a lot better. And they would have had higher chances to win this game. But plain and simple, right? It's like the draft is very difficult. Like, this is a nightmare Lilia game to play. Let's be honest, right? Playing Lilia against TF card, it's like having CDR shoes against fucking TF card, Alistar combo, Varus ult. There's so much CC, man. There's so much CC. This Lilia game is insanely difficult to play. And, you know, it's like Caps giving up his lead on top side was very sad, but I think this game would have been hard to close regardless. They had a great start, but and probably like a start that was enough to break the game, but it's a very difficult game to end. I'm gonna be honest, it's a very difficult game to end. We continue. Game number 2. So this one, I thought, I'm not gonna, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I saw this draft and I thought to myself, there is too little chaos in this draft. Too little chaos in this draft, I thought, for G2 to create any disparaging advantages. But in the end, bro, Caps Orianna is the one to win them all. Like, the only thing I said, I was like, Caps did crazy things at Worlds with his Orianna. This game, how he dominated Faker was a thing of beauty. So I told you guys the previous game how important being stronger on side is for T1. It's like here, they have Zac against Kesante, and they have Rek'Sai Orianna against Viego Taria. 2v2s on side, the 2v2s are heavily favored for G2. The same as the previous game, this team needs to be fighting and needs to be in team fights at all costs, because the 2v2s are weaker, they're going to lose the economy game. And, you know, people were surprised. It's like, why don't you pick Kesante? You know? Kesante kind of solves that, you know? Kesante is so OP, guys, because he is blindable, and he's blindable, and additionally, you know, he wins side against most people if he has a good economy, you know? That's what makes him so broken. He's a great team fighter. He doesn't really have a big weak point. Like, the only weak point is that against Kesante, you can find a lot of counters, but those counters are not good in a lot of game states, right? Like Renekton has many games where he suffers, or, you know, Aatrox, many games where he suffers. It's just, Kesante is just good in every context. And when you think about mid lane being mages and AD carries being mixed, like, Kesante is just so good, you know? Anyhow, so G2 being stronger on side is super relevant. I have to say that Yike had a fucking crazy game, you know? Yike had a crazy game. It's like the Hansama was a big passenger on the Kalista, honestly. In 2 games, really big passenger. I think here as well, it's like you need to go lethality. Yeah, like you straight up need to go lethality Kalista here. I think you are not going to auto-attack against this team composition. You're just not going to. Like straight up, you're not going to. Why is Lethality Kalista strong? Because every base you buy fucking longsword. There's not a single point in the game where you're weak. Not a single point in the game where you're weak. But then who kills Ornn? Orianna, of course. Orianna, Zac, Rek'Sai. And the thing is, it's like, you think that attack speed Kalista has good damage on tanks? He doesn't. He doesn't have great damage on tanks. Especially if he can't auto 80 times. Like, there is a delusion where people think that, like he can go Cyril down 3. It's like, the main issue with attack speed Kalista, in my opinion, is you need to hit a lot and your items are shit. It's like you base. You saw that the previous game. We saw him having recurve bow and pickaxe. Compare that to having a completed lethality item, which is borderline the gold. Like he would have serrated dirk, longsword, bro. Like it's just so much better. Isn't attack speed Kalista for objective secures? But you secure objectives with fucking lethality Kalista too. It's a non-starter, non-factor being able to fucking contest objectives. That's like the last thing you think about when you pick a champion. But here you're playing against Taliyah, Varus, Neeko. Like what? Who are you auto attacking? You know. So the crucial thing about this game is that like Caps was doing a really good job on mid wave. He was maintaining really good conditions. You had the Leona was kind of sprinting it. You know, Leona was kind of sprinting it, plain and simple. Mickey traded Flash already, and now he's contesting Space and Vision to get the wave to crash. Mickey is a little bit too deep. I'm not sure what he was looking for. They traded Flash with Kyria before. I don't mind Leona. I'm honestly gonna say it, I don't mind Leona. Leona forces Cleanse on AD, which is important. Ghost is Giga Broken. And additionally, against Taliyah, it's like Leona Ultimate is one of the few abilities that don't require you to commit, especially when Nautilus doesn't go. Fishing Leona Ultimate on Taliyah is a good thing. It's very solid. And against Neeko too, your W doesn't help you enough, you know? So there's that. I don't mind the Leona pick. I really don't mind it. I think it's solid. I don't mind the Leona pick because the question is for you. It's like, what else should they have picked? Right? What else should they have picked? Because Leona was solid here, I think. So you can maybe go Bard. But the lane is very hard then. You don't have like windows to all in. Yep. Here you can see both Yike and Mickey, they want to flash, but Mickey just walks as if he has... I don't know why Mickey walks like this. I don't know if there was a moment... Like I think, like looking at this now, if Yike just flashes on Faker, doesn't he just die? Because I'm thinking if Leona can connect, like that's what Mickey is looking at here. It's like I want to connect, but everyone just kind of leaves him, you know? Like Caps is very low HP, and I'm thinking, I'm not sure. Maybe Mickey's just straight up running it down. Yeah, I'm not sure what they ban Lucian. Like, I really think T1's ban strategy to permaban Draven and Lucian on red, I think that was a mistake. Like, I think you opened the series by seeing how good G2 are on this champ. But nevertheless, we continue. We don't need to stuck like thinking, does he have damage or not have damage? I'm not so sure. We continue. So it's like early game wise, you know, it's like fucking G2 was in trouble. And I thought, oh, we're just heading into a fucking 3-0. They had a good chance the previous game. And I thought that that's it, you know, that's all she wrote. But it wasn't the case. Like the main swing is that G2 actually out-macroed them. They actually leveraged the fact that they are stronger on side, and they made sure that they farmed. We had these issues where Mickey was just getting pummeled. You know, Ornn is gonna ult him from max range, and you know this fight here is with bad numbers. Kalista's on top wave, Zac is on bot wave. You know, this is saved by this fucking massive Orianna ult, and then Yike finds this portal, which is massive. But all in all, you know, it's like G2 were lucky to get away with this, in my opinion. Very lucky. It's like Orianna ult was huge. Something to point out, right? It's like I'm not so sure why, because they don't show it on camera, but already fucking Caps is fucking a solid 20 CS ahead, and he's pressuring the Taliyah, and he doesn't let Faker re-enter here through bottom side, and Orianna begins to trade on him. I think that Caps did this thing where it's super cool. Like every wave he makes, like this is what G2 does. Mickey loves to do this, and Caps like to do this. when you have control and you're winning, you push waves right because you're stronger, and then you crash it. And then you can fake recall in the bush. Then the enemy needs to choose, am I pushing or am I just inting by not pushing? Because if I don't push and the guy based, I'm losing. If I face check and die, I'm losing. So I really like that Mickey and Caps are really using this to maximum pressure. They are making the enemy think about every fucking wave. Is he basing or is he trapping me? And they are making them pay a price every time. This is like standard lane things. But the thing is, laning mid-game and the play around objectives, before objectives, is just an extension of laning. Think about it. Can you push side? Yes, if I have vision. If I can get ganked by enemy players? Can't you freeze as the losing laner? No. How can you freeze? You're weaker. If the enemy walks on the minions and you're tanking the minions, you die. You lose. But here, Caps was hiding in the bush and Yike had a prepared little tunnel already. And it's a double tunnel action. Faker can't flash any angle. Boom. No, late game waves don't matter as much. But mid game, I said specifically. Mid game is just laning. Mid game is literally fucking maining. Like laning. Because it's all about making sure you have information to push. What are you doing when you're side laning in early game? Oh, can I get ganked by jungle? No, I can push, I can play the lane, I have information. That's the same thing, right? That's the same thing. So G2 managed to secure the grubs here, of course, over the caps, over the kill. There's no mid wave as well, and look at Orianna farming for free here. This is massive. This is massive, of course. And you know, as I mentioned before, Faker and Owner, their 2v2 is very weak. It's like Viego or Talia cannot contest. If they had Vi, maybe, but they don't have Vi. You know? They can't fucking connect at all. Caps is so fucking strong. He's so strong. And look at here. Every time he's faking base, faking base, faking base. He stole another wave here. He's 40 CS ahead. Talia gets to catch this, but Caps opens on the lane again. And now, every time he's controlling river, going deep, he plays like he has Rek'Sai behind him all the time. The Viego and the Talia have no pressure on him. Caps is just extending his lead because the enemy team can't pressure topside. Zac is also winning side against Ornn and is punching the shit out of the fucking game with the 6 grubs. This is beautiful. It's like G2, like keep in mind, G2, at the beginning of me talking about this, they were behind in gold. They are behind in gold. But G2 out-macroed them and they leveraged the fact that they are much stronger in the 2v2. This is beautiful play. This is what they needed to do in game 1. This is what they needed to do in game 1. But instead they are fighting on midway, fighting on midway, fighting on midway, when not necessary. Imagine they fought on midway here with Orianna. They're letting Orianna breathe and not letting Orianna farm. No problem, no stress. Here G2, you know, Caps tries to sneak another wave, but the G2 player is a little bit late, so G2, of course, Caps, he plays around that. He has the TP, he TPs while he's under the turret. They get the CC chain. Kumyushi is eventually forced to use flash, if I remember correctly. You know, maybe he fucks up his E. Is this the one? He does just E's short, he just fucking E's on the floor. No flash from Kumyushi, but G2 have the better path into mid. And here Caps maybe could have fished for a little fucking QR on Faker. Mickey with the beautiful ultimate here. I think that Mickey should just fucking slam E onto the slow target, but he's looking for the Q. I think if he just E's, maybe there's higher chances there, but it doesn't matter. They get the flash of Faker, which of course is relevant. Keep in mind here, Caps is level 12. During this entire play when they got Drake, Faker lost 2 waves on top. And obviously this matters. It's like Caps is so fucking fed already, so fed. Like there's a 50 CS lead. All of these waves that I've been talking about, they add up fucking quick. And now we have the dive play, Leona is hex flashing over the wall, Caps is kiting, and then Owner, you know, this is a psychopath gameplay by Owner. They have no information, but they are trying to break the situation, this stranglehold that G2 have over top, you know. In the end, Owner gets the kill, the shutdown, and Faker needs to run away, right? He's tethering and hovering, but here comes Zac to break Faker's neck with the Q, with the ult, sorry, and that's it, you know. 180 CS is beautiful. Mickey X doesn't give a damn. You know, the buffer on the E was almost close to that Mickey got it through. Maybe it wouldn't have mattered anyway, but they have Fate's Call. Here, almost good drift from BB, but keep in mind, once again, off of the skill on top with the Viego and Talia dying, they got tier 2 top, so the gold has ballooned. It's like they generated 6,000 gold in the last fucking 3-4 minutes, which is very nice to see. Like, this gets me excited about G2, genuinely, you know? But I love the fact that the side lane is so important. Faker as well, he's fucking not playing so well, like looking for this is ridiculous. Viego's hovering for him, but they need to be happy that they even crashed the wave in the first place. Like, this is not fucking acceptable. Caps just straight up kills him, and they would have solo killed him, and they managed to get the kill. Like, Caps was definitely the better player, especially in game 1, 2, 3. Game 4, 5, of course, Faker began to step up, and T1 began to recognize what was important in the series. This always made me a little bit nervous, right? They would make me a little bit nervous how G2 was very reckless and fearless in their approach. Sometimes they overreach when they took the turrets, but it is what it is. It's fine. It's all good. We jump forward. Look at how much Caps revenue is generating. Just full control of the side. Faker needs to hover on the mid, and that's it. You know, that's it. And now Caps is pushing the top wave, and Faker, you know, Faker in his mind. The reason he's doing the psychopath play is because he's saying, Orianna's on top wave. I need to punish her somehow. She doesn't have TP for a little bit moment. I need to push. I need to do something. Like, I'm hovering on mid wave. If Kalista can catch this wave, it's not allowed. You know? That's not allowed. So that's why if Talia is fucking sending it like a madman here. But obviously, Faker, this is too much. This is too much. But I'm telling you the state of mind. He's playing with the info that Zach showed on bot. He's playing with the info that Caps is on the top wave that he's not contesting. He needs to pressure mid, otherwise he is completely useless. If he accomplishes nothing by being mid, then G2 will never lose control. Never. They need to pressure when Talia is mid, because if Orianna gets pushed this, Talia needs to catch, and then Orianna hovers mid, they take over the whole fucking jungle, they get pushed out, and they will lose Nash and the game extends. That's what Faker's thinking right now. I'm on mid wave, we have 5v4, we have to fucking do something, we have to pull the trigger. But obviously, this is way too much. Faker goes, he jumps off with the E, Hansama dodges it well, and then Faker is way too deep, has no flash, gets one shot, and it's of course really bad, right? This is really, really bad. Like Faker had a terrible game. Terrible game. Now Orianna's coming, look at Orianna, Broken Blade on the Zac is fucking, what a machine he was this game. Big ult, but they don't have any damage to find the lethal, you know, they don't find the lethal, no reset for Viego, and they get bounced around and they lose their face, and then, of course, that is all she wrote. Komushi has to flash out. They don't do Nasher because the death of Kalista means they don't have damage for it. Faker had a horrible Talia game and even worse Aesop game. Like, Faker really, there is no other way to put it, but that was extremely bad gameplay from him. And that's why this series is so important for G2. So insanely important for G2, because G2, this was their chance to beat them. Faker's not gonna, to hope that Faker is gonna play that bad is that they are gonna be underdog again against next T1. But now everybody, they're aware. And these guys bounce back well. It's like T1 is a scaling team in the tournament, man. This was G2's biggest chance, I think, to get the upset fucking against T1. They're gonna come in with lower chances, you know? They had such a good position to play out. The other thing is, like, here I don't know what the fuck Faker is doing. I really don't understand. Like, this was also an extension of what the fuck is happening. Like Faker straight up is just standing AFK. Like, look at the replay. Look at this. Like, he's just standing still. He's standing still because he wants to dodge the tremor, right? He wants to dodge Yak tremor, but he already spotted him. I think he misjudged the range of the tremor senses, and that's why he's standing still here. But they buffed the tremor sense range of Rek'Sai with the rework, right? They buffed it. So I think he's just playing around the tremor sense, but he got spotted and then he got fucked. I think that's the only thing that makes sense, you know? But it looks funny because it looks like he DC'd. We fast forward. Let's take a look at G2's ending of the game. Yak is trying to steal the mid wave, but he gets caught doing so. G2 knock on heaven's door, and they break the game. Bro, Really, really nice play on side. Really nice play on side. And then Faker, of course, really accelerated the game by these mistakes. The death on top on the Oriana ult accelerated the game. The invited 2v2. Thalia walling onto mid-wave. These are things that really accelerated the process for G2 in this game. Made it easy for them to close out. But G2 really played side much better and leveraged that completely, which I really liked. That was good, you know? Really, really nice. Faker's accelerated the game is mad. He did. Genuinely, like, you know, this channel, we keep it real. We keep it real on this channel. We do think that Faker is the GOAT, but we call it for what we see it, you know? It's like, to be delusional about how shit Faker played is also being delusional about what a fucking redemption he did, you know? He did a great redemption in the series. And not a lot of players would, you know? Not a lot of players would. All right, so in this draft, that's perfect, freeze frame on BB. In this draft, picking Poppy here, like Camille here is crazy. Like I thought they would just pick Nico, right? I thought they would just pick Nico, and then to also, they are not picking Kisanta, right? Because the enemy is showing Poppy flex with Vi jungle locked in, right? I like the 1-2, the Varus and Oriana. I was very surprised that we didn't see fucking Azir here. I think if this was an elimination match, I think they pick Azir here every time. Aurelion Sol is something that Faker hasn't played so much, and additionally, it's just something that he spammed in solo queue. So this is them trying to expand their pool. Like this was an atrocious game from, of course, Faker. But you have the Kalista first pick, you have the adaptation with the Zac and the Rek'Sai out. I think that the Oriana ban is something that they needed to adapt to. But nevertheless, that's something that comes later. I think Azir should have been the lock-in. I think that Jarvan is a respectable lock-in, but the Poppy is just a perfect answer here on 3 because enemy is showing Kalista and Jarvan giving Poppy plenty of value. All right? But then they extend the value by picking Camille. Like here, they are picking TF, which is very good against Poppy top. She can't lane top that easy. And additionally, you know, they're picking, like if they pick Nico here, like this game would have been miserable for Poppy. Very miserable. Insanely miserable. And then Poppy needs to go either top or support, or Vi needs to fucking lane. Jizuki's been talking about lane, fucking lane Vi for forever. But then Yasuo comes in, and here he has more CC with the Oriana ult and the Vi CC and the Poppy spell. Like here, Yasuo against TF is something that is more playable than playing against fucking Azir and fucking Alistar. They didn't expect Poppy support. They needed to expect Poppy support. They needed to. Like, it's a huge blunder not to expect Poppy support. My Twitch chat expected Poppy support. I expected Poppy support. Everyone involved expected Poppy support, especially when Vi is locked in, right? Especially when Vi is locked in. If they didn't expect Poppy support, somebody about to be fired, you know? Like, picking Camille here, I think... Nico would have been wonderful, no? Nico, just pick Nico, and then Poppy is miserable, no? Anyhow. The big Yasuo again into the TF, runs it back. You know, he did well in the first game. Korea also played Poppy support this MSI. He didn't play it MSI, but he did play it in the finals against Genji. Draven Poppy they played, and it sucked ass against Pays and Lehens. It was really bad. Alright. So, this game, I'm a bit fuzzy on the details, but look at Miki here. I think Miki's flash here was super cool. The issue is that it's on wave 4. The issue was it was on wave 4 and Keria and of course Gumyushi, they are level 3. But here, what Miki did is he flashes on the jump that is coming because he times it with the fucking auto. And of course, he CCs and then the enemy can't flash, and then with the Nimbus cloak over the flash, finds the angle into the wall. I wonder if there was something that Varus could have done to get the kill here. Here as well, you know, you could see a change up in the lane phase completely. I'm not sure what happened, but with the Ghost and with W start, Zeus found such a better position this game than the previous one, right? Like here, BB is so fucked, he sacked a monster wave. This is 4th wave into turret, right? On 313. BB is level 2. He has to skill Wind Wall because he's just got level 2. And here they can just dive twice because Wind Wall is such a long cooldown. It's borderline fucking, you know, close to fucking, I don't know how long, fucking 26 seconds to the Wind Wall cooldown. Right? So he Wind Walls here and there's no aggro. There's no aggro. So Zeus can easily just get his card back up again and then they card into auto, into EQ of Javan and then GG. Here, I love this all-in from Mickey, but the fact that the enemy got level 3, man, it's so fucking damn close. And I don't know if Hansama could have done anything damage-wise to get the lethal on. Like, I don't know, he has no E. He has no E. Well, I don't know what has happened to his E. I really don't know. Like, having no E is such a difference here in no damage, right? I don't know if he E the minion or E for poke. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And then here, we pivot back and we see this situation. And so how somehow BB has survived. Fucking Zeus has flash and ghost off. Owner is 1 HP. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know what the fuck happened. This is ridiculous. I don't know how BB managed to survive. He's staying here, of course. Ease the flag to survive. Gets level 3. BB survives. Makes a miracle. Imagine if BB dies here. Bro, his game is completely fucking done, man. He is in trouble. And Zeus would have had a clean base with more gold, and it just didn't happen this time around. Instead, BB gets to catch the whole wave. So here is a replay. Here's the card. Let's see now. Ew. Whoa. There it is. Ah. Like, it's a good E. It's a good E. But you could just wait for the stun, bro. You could just wait for the stun. That is crazy. That is crazy talk, man. That is nuts. Anyhow, this is the moment. You can see here in the all-in what Faker mistake was. Jizuki pointed this out. He just starts queuing too early because if he puts up, like here, Faker starts queuing 1 frame too early, in my opinion. He just starts queuing too early. And I think he could have eaten Potion and Biscuit faster, and it could have been the difference maker. But the good flash from Caps finds the fucking kill. Phase rush is on, right? He just starts queuing a little bit too early, and then he flashes behind him. Oh, crazy, crazy from Caps. I think just Faker starts queuing too early, so he slows himself when it's not necessary. And the phase rush kites him a little bit. Another thing, what I wanted to point out, I said this while watching, I don't think Poppy beats Camille in lane. I think Poppy lane is just piss weak, right? Poppy is just stronger later. In lane, you have some opportunities, but generally speaking, I do think that Kalista and Camille are way stronger champions. They just have more. They have more juice. You get me? More juice. But here Yike is undermining. This is the first time we see Yike on the screen. He's trying to find a little gank. They get the dive in, and now Yike is under the turret. Mickey already was in base. There's the combo. Now we have the chase because every summon has been used by T1. So you have Caps running here. He used W on himself and he's trying to find the angle. And it's so close that it's wonderful. Because I do think that, you know, it's like Caps just wanted everything. He wanted so much more. But Caps didn't get Faker. He W'd out. Korea E'd out. And then in the end, at least he gets 1 kill here, which is wonderful for the Orianna. Orianna's ahead. Is going to enjoy her game big time. We look at the extension here. This is also a very cool situation. Yike is finally level 6. Faker no flash from the play before. You have of course, you know, Vi is giga broken. I said this many times. You know, like bro, like. Fucking wait, Caps doesn't get the ult off, bro. Caps doesn't get the ult off. That's pretty joke from Caps. Like, I'm rewatching this now. He doesn't get the fucking ult off. Oh, because he gets stunned by Aurelion. But I think you can buffer and queue it. But Faker gets out here, borderline. But of course, fucking Mickey comes to save the day. And this is so much fucking damage, this puppy. They get the kill, which is massive, of course. Once again, Orianna is extending the lead. And then I don't know what fucking T1 is doing here. I don't know what T1 is doing here. They are standing on a ward. It's pinged out. Is that pinged out? Does that mean it's pinged out? Can someone confirm that this means that it's pinged out? That means it's pinged out, no? And what the fuck are they doing? Bro. What? Is it pinged out or no? But how? What does it mean? It's a red side ping. Like, what does that mean? Why is there a mark here though on it? It's pinged on red side? What do you mean? Guys, since when can you ping your own ward? What are you talking about? Since when can you ping your own ward? You can't do that. Cause look, it's fucking pointing to this ward. Guys, the T1 ward, the T1 ward is not, it's not there, man. Look, it's not pointing towards it, is it? Look, I see that there's a ward, but the sign is clearly pointing there, or am I crazy? Is it like, because then the sign would be a bit lower, no? It would be here. Am I crazy? Whatever, man. Let's not get stuck here. Let's not get stuck. Let's move on. Let's move on. Nevertheless, like putting a trap here when Vias can cross into bot side river is very bad. Like giving double kill here, G2 is fucking sailing, you know? They are sailing. And they're gonna run into the same problem as the previous game. They are weaker on side, and T1 just can't have that, man. They really, really can't have that, man. And maybe it is, bro. Like I'm just looking, it's like here it's pointing from quite the distance. But who cares, guys? Let's move on. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. Let's move on. It's like you're playing Kalista Camille and you're behind the Varus and Poppy, and Oriana's monster fed, so she's going to win side against Aurelion Sol. Like everything is pointing towards a G2 fucking victory. This was psychopath behavior. Like they are looking to punish. It's like you can see both teams are working off of information. Aurelion Sol hovered into top side, and they're just fucking, guys, any fight is winning. Any fight is winning. T1 is first with their bot lane, and then the TP comes through for Aurelion Sol, but I think Aurelion Sol can just walk. I think that they could have just fucking walked here. Faker could have just walked here. I don't know what the fuck TP's for. Look what TP, like, look where he is. He can't just W into this fight, man, and walk. Like it takes fucking less time than doing this TP. Anyhow, they commit. Guys, what's happening? And then, like the turnaround from G2 is fucking beautiful. Look at this turnaround here. G2, like get the Varus ult, and then Vi gets the fucking punch into ult. Very nice. Very nice. And then Hansama tries to do the cheeky flash trick. But it's so sad because this fucking Kalista W is in the bush. Really, really beautiful, you know? But once again, G2 come out of the situation 3 for 1. They get the kills on the right targets. Oriana is so fed. So fed. Unbelievably strong. Muscly. Massive. Gorgeous. Jacked. Ripped. Sexy. Why didn't he just flash up? Honestly, good question. Could he just live if he flashed up? You might be right, bro. It's a very good point. It's a very good point from clairvoyance. It's a very, very good point. Well, I guess Camille could flash after him, but, you know. Wait, he flashed ulted him. He flashed ulted him. He flashed ulted him. Alright, we continue. So I repeat. Oriana is Thanos. Oriana's the GOAT. Oriana can't lose. Because he wanted to outplay Korea. Yeah, we reviewed it for a fucking minute already. We know that he wanted to outplay. We're just talking about the case where maybe outplay wasn't necessary. Okay. So Hansama, bro, Hansama needs to chill out, man. Like the thing is, like people are talking about the Jinx game, but I think in the other 4, there was a lot of problems that maybe were more atrocious. Non-lethality Kalista, like Varus getting caught like this on the mid-wave. Blow. What's homie doing? They just pushed bot deep. They pushed bot deep and Mickey is hovering for Yasuo. Like, this ain't it, man. Like the Kalista builds and Varus getting caught. Like, these are very important details, you know? And G2 just needed to fucking relax, bro. Like, just fucking recover the game and chill. Like, Mickey getting out here was so fucking lucky because of the Poppy ult. God bless, you know? God bless. Here, I think this is a good play. I think this is a good play. I think it's a good call. Aurelion Sol is on the bot wave. You try to break the enemy. Like, it's really close. It's really close that Mickey gets him into the wall, right? Like, look how fucking close that is. That's like fucking hitbox shenanigans, bro. 5 out of 5 times this hits into the wall, man. Like if they one-shot Gumayushi here, they win the fight no matter what, right? But if they don't, it's a disaster. It's a really, really big disaster. It's like I don't know, these Poppies, they didn't work, bro. Some of these Poppies were really, really just unlucky, I think, that I saw in this game. And the game 5, sorry. Gumayushi gets out, the Vayak misses the Q, as it's so close that it hits, so I don't mind that. It's like they burned Gumayushi summoners, so they could walk away, right? They could walk away after he flashes and take it easy, but I think that this looks like a kill to me. Like, I don't blame Mickey for Eing that. That does look like a fucking kill to me. Like Varus is going to follow up with spells on that. Like, it does look like a kill to me. Alright, so still, the gold, like the main issue here is that this Aurelion Sol is not farming. Aurelion Sol struggles on side, TF the same thing. You're gonna see how Faker's growth is so stifled. This is probably the most atrocious, the most egregious fight of Faker, and shows his lack of like prowess on the fucking, on the fucking Aurelion Sol. Here they're committing on Orianna. Orianna still has flash, but of course Camille ult is preventing him from flashing. Mickey ults Kiria out to cancel the ultimate, and then here off of that, if Caps wanted to, he could flash out, right? If he wanted to. But he keeps it. Maybe he's not aware of the Camille thing. Camille is ulted out, and then Kalista ults the Camille mid-air because she's flying away to make sure she's participating in the fight, which is cool. But another crucial detail here is after Mickey ults out the fucking Camille, you can see the port position here of Zeus is just not good. Like, he needs to port downwards more, right? Because here gets Varus rooted, and then Mickey knocks him into the wall, and then there is the extension. But look at Faker here. I don't know what the fuck Faker was smoking here, bro. This is, look at this W here from Faker. He just decides to fucking fly in, man. Flying high now. Bro, he gets ulted. He gets CC'd by the Vi knockup where she pushes people away, and he also gets to ult 2 people. That is very, very bad, bro. This was crazy, man. This was crazy. Because they need to kite and take it easy, you know? He needs to just fucking Q the fucking Poppy and it's no problem. But Vi ults, Yasuo gets a fucking follow-up and they get a bunch of kills. And by extension also the fucking Nasher, which is of course game breaking here for G2. Also, Cap still has flash, he kept the flash. And Javan, you know, if Orianna flashed there and the outcome of the fight was the same, then maybe T1 would have opportunities now, but they don't. You can see as well, Faker's farm hasn't changed. Faker's farm hasn't changed, his XP hasn't changed, he's not generating any revenue. He's just walking on mid waves, he can't push side because G2 is stronger, and he's not taking any risks. You know, he's not taking any risks. Like, he's just overgrouping, I feel like. I think at some point with Faker, you need to fucking burger flip and just push some side lanes and see what's up. But G2 is forcing the group because with their Nash, they get the T2 and they back the fuck out. This is also very sad here from Yak, who decides to flash out. You know, the enemy team with the wind wall, they don't have damage to crack the shield bow Yasuo. And Now you have the situation where Mickey finds a ridiculous angle here onto Faker, who has no flash, and then the CC chain here, and look how this enemy Jarvan is just locking his whole team. This is a teammate. This is a Jarvan locking 4 of his homies. And then the Orianna ult is coming. Caps is fully erect and ready to bust. But Yike flashes out, bro. He flashes out, man. He flashes out. And then Yike says, oh shit, let me get back in. But they win the fight, nevertheless. It's like now it's just a gold gap. It's like the wrong people of T1 have gold, and it's also a lot of fake gold because it's just Twisted Fate, you know? Just Twisted Fate, a lot of fake gold. And now G2, of course, is just Giga winning. Miki finds a little snack as well. Korea is trying to breathe, but Miki just starts channeling Hex Slash. I like this Miki, bro. This Miki is fearless. This Miki is strong. I love that, man. We continue. Of course, TF also dies there in that spot. Just look at the level still of Faker. Like Faker's level 14. This is not a useful fucking. This is not useful at all. This is not a useful fucking Aurelion at all. Here, Yike. How OP is Sterax, by the way? Sterax is really, really good. Sterax is insanely good. He gets the CC off. He gets the Vi ult off. The Poppy ult on Aurelion. But at this point, you know, this is the best fight T1 could have hoped for. And still, it wasn't even close, you know, because of Ocean Soul and just gold gap into GG. All right, game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Now it gets very spicy. It gets very spicy, very spicy. I hated the draft like everybody else. I think the T1 completely outdrafted them. Completely fucking outdrafted them. Completely outdrafted them. So we have the pivot into Azir, which is super cool. Sorry, let me do the right order of that. Here in my mind, I thought the T1 really fucked up. I thought T1 really fucked up. You know what I thought they fucked up? I thought they fucked up by not picking K'Sante here. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when the enemy actually got K'Sante through. So basically, you have 5 AD bans. So Draven, Kalista, Ashe, Lucian, Senna. Of course, Ashe is not AD ban, but you get what I mean. 5 bot lane bans that makes Varus premium. He is Giga premium. But how can you beat Varus in a case where he's premium? Okay, you can easily just say, bro, we lane swap, right? That's the main thing. That's the main angle. Enemy gets Varus, we get the Orianna and the Rek'Sai clean here, the clean break. And they get the Varus and we do a lane swap. Jinx, Xayah Rakan, Kog'Maw even, that they showed. Right? All good stuff, all good stuff. But the main thing here is, I thought they have to pick K'Sante here. Zinzo is a strong champ, you have to choose, but in my mind, it's like you have to choose between one. If you are planning to lane swap and Zac is already out of the picture, like enemy ban Zac 1, 2, 3, I think that you have to remove K'Sante in the 4-5. Blitzcrank is not a bad ban. Why? Because Blitzcrank is actually OP in lane swaps. He actually breaks turrets really fucking fast. He has W, steroid, E auto reset, and he dives very well, and it's a scaling champ. Blitzcrank ban, I don't mind. Right? I don't mind. Rumble, I think this should have been K'Sante ban, or at the minimum case. If you ban Rumble, and the enemy ints by banning TF, please pick K'Sante on 4. Please pick K'Sante on 4. Please, please, please. Please, TF out. Rumble out. Zac out. Pick K'Sante on 4. And then go like Milio and just play the lane swap game completely. Like, do that. Do that. If the enemy goes Renata, you don't care. You really don't care, man. You really don't care. But this Bard lock-in is brilliant. Bard versus Orianna, Kog'Maw, and Renata. When you have Varus, this is a Bard with the winning lane against the Kog. And in the end here, they also pick Poppy. And I don't think Poppy is enough here. Like, Like it's like Poppy is fine against Zin and Kesante, but you need to find ways to pressure Varus and Azir. That was like the biggest issue that they had, right? When the enemy has Varus, they need to have tools to pressure it. Even in the game they played Zac, it was hard to pressure the Varus. Of course, he had the Kalista ult in game 5, but here this draft is just completely losing. And in my mind, I thought that they're going to find more engaged tools, you know, pick something to force, you know, like Varus Renata, very strong man. It doesn't matter, you're not planning to lane. You're not planning to fucking lane. Bro, if you have Kog'Maw, Milio, you are so fucking happy to play against Renata. Milio can just ult your ult and you fucking outrange with Kog and you shield him from the poke. Like, Milio is monster. Milio is monster. I think just Kesante or ban it, switch up your ban, and then you pick support on 5. Play a little Lulu, play a little Milio, something. I just think picking Renata here is not good. Alright, let's take a look at the game. So looking at the game, I think that Broken Blade did very well in lane. Honestly, Broken Blade was a machine today. Bro, Broken Blade was so fucking good today. Like, props to Broken Blade. Like, I don't think Broken Blade had a bad fucking game. Like, he had that fucking top situation where he died on tier 2 in game number 1. That was really fucking grief. But BB played really fucking good today. And I think Yike played pretty fucking good too, besides his fucking champion choices in game 5. Game 5, he had a shit champion, and additionally, he played really bad. But Yike had some good fucking moments too. Fucking Hansama starts Dagger with no lane swap action. They think that Bard is too weak. Here, Yike can choose. Either he dives the Azir or he dives fucking fights on Owner. Now he eases over the wall and Faker has to preemptively flash, right? This is a good flash. He walks out of the turret range, and now Jizuki said that they should just walk on him, right? They should walk on him and push him out. Because he has no flash, which I think is reasonable. Like, you just fucking walk on him and force Zinzao to come and play into top side. Like, it could be dangerous, could be close. We continue. So now, because Rek'Sai ganked mid, right, he's on 16 CS and the Zinzao is on 24. He's level 4 now, and he has an opportunity to pressure because Varus and Bard, of course, have full prio, right? Full prio. Like, I think Zin is the most broken jungler in the game. He needs to be perma. Yeah, like Zinzao and Vi, their output is so fucking consistent, you know? Really, really fucking consistent. So here Yike flashes. Not sure he needs to, but he flashes. Oriana's hovering, and now this is just fucking a price to pay, right? This is just a price to pay. Fucking flies. Every time I open the window, fucking flies just fucking begin to visit, bro. Like, fucking hell, man. Pieces of shit. Yeah, the T1 just have such a big draft advantage. It's hard to really focus on anything else when it comes to this game. T1 owner as well had full contest on top side, on the right timers. I think that Zeus does a good job. I think that T1 does a very good job of being ready on grubs timers, which of course makes them have like 6 grubs in a lot of the games, you know? Need Fliegen Gitter, yeah. I have one, but I put it in the other rooms as a prio. Is Kha'Zix too much of a risk pick here? Yeah, Kha'Zix sucks ass. Or like, what do you want to do with Kha'Zix here? I don't think it's that great. It's with your team comp as well. Like, Genji is a very different team, you know? They pick Rek'Sai because they want something that can be active early. And if you have Kha'Zix, Kog'Maw, Renata as your bot side, you're gonna get fucked, man. And keep in mind, they have to pick these champions early. I think here, I really don't like the T1 hard forcing bot. Right now, they have full control of the river, they can sweep all vision, and they can pressure fucking caps. If they use their ults and rotate their ults, use their timers, they can't pressure caps anymore, and caps gets to breathe. Keep in mind, this is Azir Bard. They can fuck up this caps' life here, but they choose not to. And I think this play is just really fucking dry, overforced. you just rotate your abilities, which is not good. You know, I don't like that at all. Miss your YouTube stream, is not gonna lie. You can check. I have a YouTube stream live on YamatoCannon TV. It's not on my YouTube, but it's on YamatoCannon TV if you want to check it out. I'm just streaming there to have the archive, but it's also something that you can look at, you know. We fast forward 6 void grabs as mentioned. Like here G2 decide to fight because there's no Azir ult and there's no Bard ult, and they are just connecting. Gumayusi chunks Hansama to 1 HP, which is very, very massive. But these type of fights are very awkward for Kog'Maw to play, right? Kog'Maw is very useless here, but the reason they are forcing so hard is because Azir has no ult and Bard has no ult. So they think, oh, we have ult advantage, we can actually gain some traction here to regain the game, because these two is grouped on the same screen. But Zinza, bro, like look how strong Zinza is. There's not a lot of champions that can fucking E in and then ult and get so much fucking space. Varus ult misses, but Faker, you know, buys a lot of time here. And now Kyria portal's over. There's a good play from Yike and Caps, but like the bot lane is just fucking dying one shot, you know? Hansama doesn't flash. Like Hansama just doesn't flash, like Hansama just gets fucking knocked up dry from owner here and then flashes late and gets queued still. Like that's pretty poor play in my opinion there from Kog. He could muse the summoners a little bit better and then they portal after and get queued. The reason I don't like melee at first is because you feel like you don't have enough CC. That's why your top laner needs to give you the CC, you know? Your top laner needs to fucking get you the CC. And the thing is, you know, people are blaming Hansama for game 5, which I think is fair. Very fair, right? But I think that the whole series was very rough, man. Very, very rough. It's just that the draft was around them in game 5, and in the other drafts, it wasn't. Besides maybe this one, but everyone understands, bro. Kog'Maw sucks ass here, bro. Like, you're just fucking eating Varus arrows, you know? Let's fast forward. You know, this game is a bit dry because it's like T1 have every objective. There's no real angle to fight. You know, this opportunity here from T1, they have 6 grubs. They don't need to dive. Very simple point, right? Don't need to dive. They're giving opportunity. I think it's cool that G2 like punish with the TP. BB, he goes. Gumayusi flashes out with the ghost. Move speeds out. Doesn't get the angle. Bard ult. Kyria dies. They get 1, but they use a lot of resources on this, right? They get the mid turret, which is massive. But they still need to face the music, and that is, you know, the sound of fucking having a shitty ass draft, you know? Zombie Ward is fucking broken. It is really OP, I think. Gumayusi, who's a Gumayusi classic. This is the main reason why Gumayusi haters don't like Gumayusi, and it's moments like these. But I accept them for what they are. I think that like Gumayusi does so much, so I allow it. I allow it. For example, Dom hates him for shit like this, which I understand. It's not crazy. What bot could be better than Kog Renata? We already talked about it, so if you missed it, go check out the bot. I think I derailed the conversation too often. This is well played as well from T1, finding a trap. You know, the moment T1 win on side, they are so different, you know? So different. Like, when T1 win side, they are a completely different fucking team. And I think that's the crucial element, right? Azir can contest side, K'Sante can contest side. You need to compete with T1 on the side lane gameplay. When T1 are behind, like weaker on side, they don't know how to play the game. They really don't know how to play the game. Which is fair, you know, it's hard to play the game like that. And I think that's where Genji fucked them up the most time. Chovy just beats them on side together with Canyon. I think that's the crucial detail, you know? That dumb guy hates every Korean more than he loves himself. That's really untrue, like, that's complete delusion. But it is what it is, you know? If you hate Dom, there's nothing I can say to change your mind, so. Here, I think that this is a very nice play from like Zeus is doing a Zeus mistake. Like Zeus is just over posturing on side, Varus and Bardo taking the mid wave. Like, why is he clearing a ping in the bush, you know? The ult timing was very nice from Caps, but look at fucking Gumayushi, bro. The fucking his Varus Q just is longer. Like the range of your Varus Q gets extended by your dick size, and you could just see that his Varus Q is just the longest on the Rift, man. Crazy. Gumayushi Varus is best in the world, man. Best in the world. He doesn't miss, man. He doesn't miss. Deft Varus would like a word. Bro, even that fucking best of 5. What he did, like that best of 5, Gumayushi kept them in the fucking best of 5 because of Varus. Like, how can you even mention Deft? I don't know, even the game 5, Gumayushi, like, bro, I thought that they get outscaled, but then when I saw how well they play with Kalista Varus, I was so impressed. I never thought that they could do so much with these two champs. I was so impressed. I thought they were giga outscaled, but they weren't because of how well they played fucking Varus and Kalista. Deft hasn't built it good for years. Now that's delusion. Like Deft won Worlds 1.5 years ago. Like, relax. It's not that long ago, bro, that Deft won Worlds. It was fucking 2022, brother. Deft has 4x the Varus games played. Well, Deft has been playing since fucking 2013, 2014. Like, chill, man. Alright. BB tries to find the flank. Gets a stun into the wall. Miki with the R of Renata. They go in deep. But now it's just a kind of a wallet gap. Like Hansama limps in here with his fucking ghost. And you can just see the power of Bardo. He gets a stun on the back line. And Faker is back. Faker is back, man. He sweeps them off the ground. You know, I like to give props to a player that gets their head out of their ass when it's so deep. When it's so damn deep that you need a fucking excavation team, you know, to get it out of there. Because, like, Faker really ran it down the Talia and the Aurelion Soul game, but his Azir games were on lock, and then fucking to pick Ari in game 5 is fucking good shit, man. It's fucking bold-ass good shit. Yike manages to fucking get the wave, so it delays the game, but obviously the game position is still very losing because the enemy gets Nash over that, and they look to collapse, you know? Boom, 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 boom. GG. Now, game number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 5. I need to find it because it wasn't buffered. It was a T1 game 5. What is this? Hammer. It's funny. What's this video? Holy shit, they put pictures on their votes, bro. It's fucking a picture for Zach. It's a picture for fucking Mickey with a hammer. Fucking Mickey Mouse. That's pretty fucking funny. Holy. Nice. All right, where is it? Game number 5. My lords. You know, I have to say, when I was watching the draft real time, right? When I was watching the draft, I did not think that I basically said in Champion Select. I said in Champion Select, bro, if T1 is not ahead early that this game is fucking over. I didn't think that, like, I think that I really underestimated. I really underestimated how fucking good Kalista Varus can actually be, man. I really underestimated it. I thought here we're gonna have Poppy jungle. Genuinely, I thought Poppy jungle is coming, and then I thought they're gonna pick like Lulu or Milio. I was shouting for motherfucking double Yordles. I thought Yordles were coming out. Here in my bans, I personally didn't give a fuck about Jarvan. I thought that they should ban a combination of Vi, Xin Zhao, or K'Sante. I think Vi is a good ban. You had the enemy showing Ahri already. I think it's a good ban. And then Xin Zhao, K'Sante. I didn't think the enemy is going to consider picking Lee because you invite a fucking monster Poppy again. But I have to say, I think that this Bel'Veth, man, in hindsight, like, I think the idea is that Bel'Veth can like clear camps and farm it out. But even here, you can maybe go Xin Zhao together with Poppy if you want to play it support, right? Like, I like Bel'Veth. It's like I was mentioning, it's like Bel'Veth is got a buff when the Void grab spawning at 6 minutes instead of 5 minutes, so she can get form on the first grab spawn, which is cool. But out of this 1, 2, 3, you know, like looking to do a little lane swap action with Jinx, I thought there was a solid plan. I have to say, T1 really fucking impressed me with how valuable. Like, I knew Ahri was a strong pick here, right? Like, Ahri was a very strong pick this game, I knew that, but I thought that Varus and Kalista are gonna struggle as the game goes on. But I've never seen a fucking Varus. Like, Varus Kalista is fucking scaling, by the way. Like, Blue side had such a hard time to actually pressure the Varus when he had Kalista on his team. It was crazy valuable. Crazy valuable. I think that in hindsight here, bro, they should have just fucking picked Xin Zhao. They could have went Poppy together with some kind of fucking Lulu or some shit. They could have done more. But I have a hard time complaining about the Poppy support. The Poppy support did so much work here. Like, Mickey completely 1v9 this game. Like, he fucking did so much. Did so well. Viego good here? No, Viego sucks. What does Viego? Viego does nothing for your composition. Viego and Jinx want a comp built around them. You already have Jinx locked in. Commit to the idea. Kalista support, bro. Kalista support is way better than Tahm Kench because you can just suck him in from any range and fucking jump him, bro. Like, Kalista and Varus, bro, was massive. You know, they went for first pick Talia. I think they didn't need to. When Vi is open, I think that they should just first pick Varus or Kalista again in the first pick. And then, you know, the continuation in my mind, right, is that if enemy takes Talia away, you should just fucking pick Ahri, Vi, sorry. That should be the continuation, in my opinion. Just fucking pick the AD carry, you know? But nevertheless, I don't think it's that terrible. You know, this 1, 2, 3 is not the problem. It's just that Bel'Veth, I think it's not only Bel'Veth, but this fucking like Yike played this game pretty fucking bad in my opinion. Based off of how well Mickey is just completely taking a big dump on Varus and Kalista this game, I understand. But keep in mind, another part of why they're picking Bel'Veth, right, is because they wanted the jungler that is strong level 1. That is the whole purpose of Bel'Veth. They wanted the champion that clears fast and is strong level 1 because they wanted to 5-man invade bot side. That's why. That's why I fucking picked Bel'Veth. They want to 5-man invade bot side and they want to get Jinx ahead in hopes that Jinx is going to carry the game. That was the whole game plan. They're picking Bel'Veth for this reason, right? Because looking at the game now, we jump in. I did think that if T1 is not ahead, that G2 should have a free win, but let's take a look at level 1 action. I think that Yike plays it giga bad. Really bad. Xin is also good level 1. In comparison to Bel'Veth, he isn't. Bel'Veth is broken. She has 4 dashes, man. She's giga OP level 1. So they break Gumayusi's flash. G2 is in the same spot together, and Caps burns flash here. This is really bad. They needed to be, of course, together They needed to be fucking together on the bot side. Caps losing flash here is not good. Yike, eventually, Yike does this thing where he fucking pulls out the blue, and now Talia is going mid for the mid XP. They're doing the humanoid move, and then the bot lane goes bot lane as well for the situation. I don't know what the fuck Korea is doing here. What is Korea doing here? Why does he love this bush? Here, there's a red mark on the blue ward, so they know this ward is here, right? Mickey tackles him into the wall, and Mickey just straight up solo kills him, man. Bro, look at that. Look at this. This is only Poppy damage with Halo Blades. Look at that, man. How crazy is that? Look at this. Boof. Dish, 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 dish. It's his favorite bush Korea. So, now, they are panning over. During this entire time, fucking Yike wants to invade the fucking wolves for some reason. What's happening? What is he doing? That is very bad. Very, very bad. We'll continue. He gets bonked. He flashes out. And now his HP is all gone. You know, like he should have backed off. He should have backed off. Owner is taking the wolves and he's trying to invade. But K'Sante is committed, right? On one end, he did make K'Sante stay longer. So BB does get an advantage of this, but fucking Yike walking on the wolves, like it's way too deep. And this is the first crucial mistake from Yike. So now, after Korea has the base level 1, look, he doesn't die, doesn't have home guard, bro. He's fucking making quite the trek to get back into lane. G2 crash the third wave, they can look to cheater base. And now, you know, this is what I meant with what Caps and Mickey does so well. T1 right now, bot lane, they know they need to stack a wave and they need to push it fast to crash before Jinx comes back with item advantage. But if you don't have information here because you don't have ward, because you use all of them level 1 and you don't have flashes, you feel really uncomfortable here. Giga uncomfortable. Look at this now. Here, it looks like T1 are aware. It really, really looks like T1 is aware. But it's such a bad situation to be in. Very bad spot to be in. Because they will get value no matter what. They will get value no matter what, right? And they get the kill on Gumayushi, and imagine you're playing fucking Kalista Varus and you get killed 2v2, man. You're 10 CS ahead on Jinx, bro. You are drifting. You are surfing. Lee Sin wastes all of his time. Like, Lee Sin opens on top side here, where there's no camps top side, and Lee Sin just ganks top. This is a massive waste of time for Owner, and Bel'Veth should be able to pressure bot side and invade enemy Gromp and maybe look for wolves. Owner is showing top side when his camps are spawning bot, and Bel'Veth gets crab and looks for Grompy, of course. They crash the wave, they threaten dive, Korea and Gumayushi leave the turret, Lee Sin crosses. They don't get the Gromp, but it's all good. You know, this Owner Lee Sin gank top, I really don't like it. I think it's very bad for the game. You guys can understand why, right? Bel'Veth gets crab and so forth. Here, the Caps gank on mid, you know, he knows Owner's position, but like, to give up this mid wave is very tough. Like sure, Caps doesn't need to die here and he can just accept. He knows Owner's position, but it's a very frustrating position to be in because he's going to be hurt either way. But he probably should just base, sack it, TP back, accept it, and wait for information, and all is good. He doesn't need to die here, man. He really doesn't need to die. So now, Poppy and Jinx, they still are playing Poppy and Jinx against Varus Kalista. They can just do these map openers where they decide the lane assignments. They are opening on the side with the Void Gloves are. They are smurfing here. These lane assignments are horrible. Zac can't get dove by the Kalista and the Varus, and G2 are full into top side, and Lee Sin is very late here. This is so good. G2 is giga, they giga smurf the lane assignment here. They really smurf the lane assignment here. BB finding an angle here to trade with Gumayushi too. Like, this is a level 4. Zac is just zacking. Like, this is wonderful, man. Really wonderful. It's like BB is winning 1v2. He's winning 1v2. They swap into top side. I like that Caps just says, fuck it, I'm staying. Here, Ari doesn't know how to play, but now she shows on the ward, and they're like, fuck these guys. We're gonna fucking dive them here. Zeus, keep in mind, Zeus has a Negatron cloak, man. He has a Negatron cloak, and they are diving him too, man. This is beautiful. Like, this situation here from G2, the swap timer was amazing. Zac could base. They base into top on Void Drop Timer. They're getting platings. G2, it looks like they're about to fucking win this game. They're about to clinch it, man. Really, really about to clinch it. We fast forward. They swap into bottom side again, right? They swap into bottom side again. Zeus walks into top side. And here, we have a repeat of the play, guys. We have a repeat of the play. They just burn 2 flashes and it's fucking massive for the game. They crash the wave, fake to base, and then they go for it again. Bro, T1, the thing is, it's like T1 fall for it twice, but there's no good answer. There's no good answer. Maybe throw some spells into the bush. Varos Q, check, right? But even if that misses, you're kind of fucked too, you know? You're kind of fucked too, man. T1, they manage to secure the Drake. They burn 2 flashes, which is of course super, super relevant. No ghost on Zeus. Not sure what Varos is doing here, man. He's just fucking piss chilling, man. Mickey jukes the little Varos ult, and he managed to get the tackle in. Varus, you know, Gumuyushi does the classic Gumuyushi. Bro, this game state is giga winning, man. Fantastic game state. Look how far ahead the Zac is. They get the play on bottom side, and then here once again Korea, bro. The ward is fresh, son. The ward is fresh. The ward is fresh, just placed. You're gonna face check into this space here. Come on, lad. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Korea gets clapped and smacked and eaten alive by Mickey X, man. But here, you know, looking at this sequence here, why is Yike fighting on the midway? What is Yike doing here? This is the only way to lose. You're contesting against Lee Sin Ari? Why the fuck are you doing that, man? You're hovering, you're contesting. Just do your camps and sit down, you know? Just do your camps and sit down. Here, Poppy is staying and playing on bottom side. He finds a Korea. You know, if you only contest through mid and contest top side if your bot lane wants to do so. Otherwise, just clear your camps and sit the fuck down. Here, Zac has prio on the top side, but look at the mid situation. Caps is catching a wave and he's getting collapsed on. Yike, you can't queue in like this. Think about your life, son. T1 is so fucking happy that they can fight 3v3 on bot side. Lee and Ari want to fight. But if they fight on Poppy and Jinx, there's nothing to be done. So I really don't like this. Like, if Mickey wants to stay bot and look for a play, you take your camps and stay bot for the play. If Mickey bases and Jinx bases and they open topside, then you can contest this. They decide everything. Mickey stayed bot to do the play on fucking Kalista and kill her, then you fucking commit to that play. You don't try to fucking squeeze water from stone. You don't do this. This is very bad. And Yike, he gets killed here. And this is very, very bad for the game. Cap steals the wave on mid because he sees, of course, Lee Sin and Ari play, and then he hovers on the bottom side. But this is not something that was necessary. Still, game state is still super fucking good. Jinx is very fed. There's a good little snack here on Faker. I feel like, you know, this was super close. Did this Jinx W hit, guys? Does it? Does it hit? It does hit, right? It does hit. I don't know. I can't tell, man. Does it hit? Is that second Poppy Q? Look, Q or Poppy? No, it hits. It hits. That's the damage. There's damage there. Alright. So Ari gets chunked out. T1 hover into bottom side. Here the timing of Caps' combo is just rough. Right? He gets a turret aggro. Oof. Kalista ult. It's like the turret aggro on Caps. Mickey trying to find the angle. Bro, like the Kalista ultimates on Varos. I had no idea they were going to be this fucking valuable. Like really fucking valuable. They were neck breaking. Hansama. Surviving with 1 HP, it's so damn close. T1 burned so many summoners here. They want the game to be volatile. As mentioned before, T1 want to play a silent game with Ari, Lee Sin, Kesante. They want the game to be volatile. They want summoners to be gone. They want to be able to gain value in between the objectives. G2 just needs to play a simple 4-1 where they push with Jinx, hover. Push with Jinx, hover, play for team fights, and that's it. It's like a better Kenshield. It's a way better Kenshield because it's from fucking range and you can throw yourself, reposition yourself. You're untargetable. It's like Tahm Kench is a melee fucking piece of shit, you know? Korea is just fucking, it's just a VIP limousine, Kalista. This was beautiful from both players, bro. Like, look at Caps and Owner. You just love it when two players are capable of fucking tangoing. They are just tangoing at such a high level. Look at this, man. Owner plays it beautifully. Caps plays it beautifully. Plays it on the rocks. Side steps, bro. Both played it so well here, man. It's gorgeous. You know you're at fucking MSI, bro. This is gaming. This is gaming right here, man. This is gaming. Captain America Buckler almost got the cancel on Faker. It's funny how it lands. You see it right there. Bro. You see, this is the Buckler of Poppy that he sent all across the planet on the base of Ahri. It's pretty funny to me. And there it elapses. So this lane assignment, good. Talia on mid-wave. Jinx gets a free bot turret. T1 is fucking, you know, they are in pain here. They are really, really in pain. Caps, really big mistake here. It's like the enemy team didn't defend the bot side play and your vision is full on top side. Caps can't face check here with the Belvet and Poppy position. And here he gets kicked in the head. This is not good from Caps, of course. Owner finds the combination, the Q. They don't find the lethal. Owner backs off because Yak is looking to cancel. And then the final little ult, little W wisp flying towards Caps. He dies in the air. Faker gets the reset. Yike is in trouble because he tried to save Captain Caps. And he gets out and then the cleanse of Hansama. Can Caps flash away? No. If Lee plays it good, he can't flash. He can't flash, I think. Oh, you mean like on the play? He didn't have flash, guys. He didn't have flash. Like here, he doesn't have flash. He doesn't have flash, doesn't have flash, doesn't have flash, doesn't have flash. Now his flash is alive. Yeah? He didn't have flash. It's just, the face check is just very bad, you know, because his team just took vision on bottom side and you need to let Poppy and Belveth to retake off of the two people on mid. He just face checks Lee, and I think Order made a very, very good play. I like the fact that Faker went for Lich Bane, you know, for a little bit more DPS, low analytics, but Horizon Focus is also giga broken on this champ, so I'm not so sure if it's good. I think the components are better for Horizon Focus. Here, Yike, psychopath behavior, but it didn't matter. Huge fucking pop-off here from Mickey, man. Look at that ult landing on 3 into the CC chain of Papushka. Very important. Look at Faker, how he charms the Zac in the air, man. The Zac is charmed in the air. Otherwise, bro, this is a CC chain that 2 chains would have been jealous of. Every rapper in the industry would be jealous of this because all of their fucking fake diamonds that they get from scammers in Atlanta, just empty fucking chains. You know, this CC chain could have been crazy, man. Like the E of Ahri was massive, but now Hansama gets the reset and he needs to fucking push her a little bit forward. Like he needs to play way more forward, hit. I don't know why he's kiting back. What is the step back? What is that step back? Just fucking fly, man. This is your moment to be Danny California, bro. I don't think he meant to charm Zac there, but the thing is, he sees the Zaki on the floor. I think it's very plausible that he fucking wants to. I think he could have pushed a lot further forward. He could have been hitting the fucking Kalista. Didn't get the reset. Good tackle here from Zeus. And then, of course, Faker with the moment, bro. Hansama doesn't have cleanse in this moment. When I watched it live, I thought he did. But the fact that they're all funneling themselves. It's a natural thing to right-click to a teammate that is fighting. But these guys are funneling themselves through fucking a little shithole here. They don't need to walk here. They need to just hover, and Hansama exposes himself for the snap of Faker. Look at snap of Faker, gets the CC, and then look at Mickey X here. He flash ease him into the wall. Faker gets the fucking flash off. This is amazing. Faker is back, man. Fantastic. Really, really good, man. Gumeyushi would have flashed it. He couldn't because of Poppy ult. He got CC chained. And then Faker with the TP. The ward was just running out. This ward just ran out, man. This ward just ran out. Faker finds the TP and charms and kills. Faker, bro. Faker had the stinkiest fucking game 2 and 3 that I've ever seen. Bro, I watched every single Faker game. And I mean every single Faker game. There's not a single Faker game I have missed. But these were like on par with that Ari game that he played against Genji in that spring finals ahead of MSI. Like, this was stinky, stinky, stinky. But now he's fucking locked in, bro. He's fucking in the zone. Here, T1, don't have Nash damage. We talked about this, man. Hansama, no cleanse here. Faker finds the angle. No flash from Hansama. Needs to be able to react. And Faker flashes out on the Makey. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Now the tragedy strikes, guys. The tragedy strikes because you have Infinity Edge. I feel like a Zeal item. Zeal item probably would have been fucking wonderful here, man. And then the fucking BT buy. He's buying BT because he wants to fucking heal up what Gumuyushi pokes him, but come on, man. Thing is, LDR would just stop Zeus from playing like he did, bro. It's like, I thought about it, right? I thought about it, and the way he died, you could argue that it didn't matter, but the thing is, K'Sante can't play the way he did if there's an LDR in the fucking Jinx pocket. Bro. Nah, fuck Bork. I don't know who's fucking talking about Blade the Ruined King, but I don't know what kind of fucking Twitter build you guys have been looking. But fucking Blade the Ruined King fucking on Jinx, like what kind of shell is smoking, bro? Like which streamer told you guys about this build? Some fucking streamer said this shit build. He needs to buy Bork to hit the tank. Nah, man. Like, fucking... He needs to buy LDR and fucking Infinity Edge, guys. And have a Zeal item. Fucking Blade the Ruined King, guys. Fucking hell, where did you find this build, man? No, so many people mentioned Blade the Ruined King. For sure a streamer told him, said, you should buy Blade the Ruined King here! For sure, there was a streamer that said Blade Ruined King is good. For sure, man. Too many people said it. They got this opinion from somewhere. Just fucking buy a Zeal item, get fucking crit. Like, why the fuck would you buy a Blade, bro? It's only fucking K'Sante, bro. People just love Bork. No, people don't love Bork, man. Some streamer said it, I promise you. Some streamer said it. You should buy Bork. Alright. We continue. So, Yak is pretty fucking useless, but so is kind of Varus. But Varus, bro, Gumuyushi scaled this game, bro. He scaled. Gumuyushi gets found, BB did such a good job of pressuring, but here, this was the moment I was like, bro, I thought they found Gumuyushi, but they used every spell in the world, and then fucking the Callisto saves him again. Bro. How OP is this fucking Callisto ult, bro? I thought he's running it down, losing the whole game, they're gonna get Nash, bro. Your imagination runs wild, but the Callisto ult just fucking picks him up, sucks him in, and G2 used every spell in the world, and look at these guys, how they are clumped up. They are clumped up here. Owner is looking for the angle, Zeus comes, they find the Ike, kick in the forehead. The W is a little bit too late, but it doesn't matter because he would have gotten over the wall either way, right? Kick, Ike loses his forehead, and look at Zeus. Look at Zeus here. Boom. Boom. He's a machine. K'Sante is balanced. He's balanced. K'Sante is balanced. K'Sante is balanced. The enemy team, of course, they used every fucking tool to try to kill the Varus, naturally. But the fact that he didn't fucking die, and then Jinx was so out of position, like it might sound crazy, but Jinx legit needs to do nothing. Like here, I don't know why Jinx doesn't react to the fact that, like, what's Hansama doing? Like, Hansama needs to fucking run, bro. This K'Sante's coming for him, bro. You need to fucking get out, man. Like the fucking movie. Bro, Hansama needs to be the fucking gardener that runs. You remember in the movie who fucking runs? He needs to fucking run, dude. Here, Hansama needs to piece the fuck out. Like, why is he clicking around? Like, what's this? What's this? And then he goes up. He goes up, bro. He goes up. He needs to just do nothing. He just needs to do nothing. But the main issue, right, is that they fucking The main issue is that he fucking went on Varus, looked like a clean kill, and then Kalista just fucking saves him, bro. Again, that's gonna be a fucking issue for the rest of the game, is that Varus all of a sudden is fed as fuck, boy. He just fucking gets 3 items, 4 items, and G2 need to force on him, but they only have Zac. They only have Zac to force on him, but he has Edge of the Chicken Nugget, and he's gonna have Cyrilda, and this Varus is just fucking Legolasting, bro. He has fucking Legolasting. He's Legolasting, throwing fucking arrows, you know. He's just fucking throwing arrows, and then Kalista keeps him safe. There's no realistic way for them to pressure. That's what makes this game so fucking hard, is that they don't have a definitive way of ending the game, and they lose side, and they can't pressure the Varus. So when I thought, wow, blue side actually have a crazy good draft and they can win, even though G2 could have played a lot better, I do think that I underestimated heavily how good T1's draft is. Because even imagine in a normal state of game, Gumayushi is like in good condition and he's ahead, right? Because what fucking Mickey cooked up this game is not something that you can replicate. I promise you. I promise you. You can't replicate what Mickey accomplished this game. Crazy what he accomplished. If Gumayushi had better conditions and they have no realistic way of pressuring and T1 wins side, they can create some good economical situations. Because keep in mind, G2 with the advantage they had bot, I do think they could have fucking secured some Drakes. They could have done better. Yike really griefed this advantage, right? But I do think that it isn't so super easy in the scaling department. For sure, Jinx into their item build. But realistically, she shouldn't be like in amazing conditions in this game, right? Realistically. I think I underestimated how well this composition can actually operate later on. Well, mostly because of how broken K'Sante is, and of course, just Gumayushi having so much space on the Varus because he has the Kalista ult, you know? But nevertheless, like, obviously, the position G2 was in, they should have fucking won. Like, not should have, I flamed people that said should have, but they had very great chances to win. Because in the end, who would have won? Who won? Should have won. Alright. This is as well very gorgeous. They hover through vision on Faker's side. He TP's out, and look at this beautiful trap. Most teams go towards Nash. So here, they bait out by K'Sante. Look at K'Sante. He's currently walking through vision. And every team is going to react by, oh, we need to defend Nash, we need to defend Nash, we need to defend Nash. T1 is like, bro, let's trap these motherfuckers. Mickey trapped our bot lane the whole game, let's trap his fucking head. This is a very nice play from T1. This is very classy, man. Woo, this is fucking gorgeous. Every team goes to Nash here in this spot. Gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. They start hitting Faker here. If he waited a little bit longer and he gets the charm here on Yike, if he charms Yike here, he just smacks him, you know? Like, Yike is so squishy, has Ninja Tabi, barely finished Stride Breaker. If he uses his CC and spell here, I think he one-shots him. Nevertheless, he kites out, right? He runs back. Yike forces his ult. Faker ults. Yike probably can react dodge. It's not super easy, but sure, it's not a bad point. Here, T1 as well, you know, they know that there's no Poppy. They are finishing, looking for the finish. K'Sante is playing goalkeeper. He CCs, he runs, and then Zeus goes and gets out because they don't have enough damage for Hansi here. So they get it, and T1 can get the fuck out here, man. They can fucking get the fuck out here, but T1 just fucking made this game so dangerous. Look at T1 here. They're out. They're out. We have the Kalista flashing out too. They're completely out. They're out. Mickey dead. They're out. They can look to base. They're completely out. But look at the owner. Look at the owner the boneless. He cues. My mind is telling me no. But my body is telling me yeah. What the fuck was this, bro? What on earth was this, man? Wow. My lord. My lord. My lord. Mickey ran it down, right? With the moment where he overchases. And then just fucking T1 just decide to fucking pursue this. And they get fucking aced here, bro. They lose their whole Nash. One person survives because Faker gets ult. What were Jinx items at this point? He had BT. Oh, not even BT. This was before the disaster struck. Yeah, no one can tell me that Zac is balanced, by the way. Zac and fucking K'Sante, they are cousins, bro. Like how broken they are, man. Faker gets out. He finally gets a little plant. Doesn't get slowed by them. W for move speed, bro. Without the money and mana for the W and move speed, bro. That's crazy. At least T1, you know, they lose all naturals. Only Ahri has it, and they managed to secure the Drake, you know. They managed to secure the Drake, which is massive. Really, really big. They delayed the game. So you think to yourself, okay, with the delay of the game, finally Hansama can get LDR and can get fucking some item. But he went BT. He went BT for the poke. And while I was watching it live, I wasn't too focused on it. But I think it just gives K'Sante too much space to play with, man. It just gives K'Sante too much to play with. I was like thinking, oh, maybe like, you know, enemy team, they don't have armor on everybody. Like I can understand it to some degree, but K'Sante is just too much space. He's getting way too much space. Someone needs to kill K'Sante, and it needs to be him. Kalista was just limousine, yeah. Like Kalista doesn't do shit besides being limousine, bro. Look at how far back Kalista is. Now Zac's job is just to try to find angles on Gumayushi. I think Zac did a good job of like fucking forcing the Kalista ult at some point too. Varus ults and he miss. Look at Zeus, man. He's fucking chilling, man. Here, Owner griefs again. Like Owner here, he goes in and he pretty much kills Faker. Faker goes for the little burst. Like Faker can still get out here. He can just ult out. But he gets CC'd. He should ult the CC, of course. But bro, Owner walks up, doesn't kick Zac, doesn't do anything, and Zac cues him and autos Faker. And in this moment, of course, this Talia wall is kind of strange. I don't like this. This Talia wall is not the greatest, but it doesn't matter. I think the enemy team would have gotten out. Still here, I think looking for more is kind of too much, especially when Yak gets chunked. It's like they're looking for more, but they don't have tools and they can cancel Zac E. So T1 have full initiative here. It's like G2 just needs to piece the fuck out. Like G2 need to piece out. They have no initiative here. When I say initiative, they don't have tools to actually break Varus. They don't have tools to break Kalista. They have Kalista ult. Lee Sin is there. Like these people, like they need to fucking stop going, you know? And then the Q3 lands here, and the CC chain. Kalista is getting bonked, but it doesn't matter, right? It's like fucking Varus is completely safe, and he's the threat here. He's the threat here. They managed to kill Zac, and G2 had no reasons to actually pursue this. This is very close. You know, it was so close that Faker actually denies them the Drake too. Look at the vision here, like Faker TPs, but he TPs over the wall because he doesn't want to get Jinx trapped off of it. And then he takes a plant, and this is also gorgeously played by Faker. Look at this charm. Hansama just kind of chokes it and cleanses nothing. Like he thinks the charm already flew. But Faker dances beautifully, gets the auto with the Lich Bane, and then the charm on the back end. Hansama cleanses and has nowhere to flash because Faker cuts him off. G2 of course get the Drake, so they are delaying the game a little bit. Cap's doing a very good job here of stealing the wave. And then the minions decide to go on a little road trip because of the Talia wall, which looks really fucking funny. But in the end, they lose the mid tier 3, sorry. And now, you know, the game is still looking playable, but fucking LDR is never showing up, man. We continue. So now enemy has fucking Nash, and you can't engage on Gumayushi. Gumayushi has equal gold, and his fucking Varus Qs are fucking hurting, man. These Varus Qs are hurting. There's no realistic way for the enemy to threaten. They can't kill K'Sante when he pushes with the super creeps. They can't kill Lee, they can't kill Ahri, and they can't kill Varus either. There's no realistic way for G2 to actually engage. These guys are just fucking kiting. All they need to do is just fucking play on their spells and not get engaged on. So it's very frustrating for G2 to play. Very frustrating. They just need to get fucking Zac spells. They need to go with Zaki. But every time Zaki goes, it's like Lee has dashes, Ari has dashes, Varus has Callisto. He has to pay a fucking big price to fucking jump in, you know? Bel'Veth was only picked for the level 1 strat. That was the only reason Bel'Veth was picked, I'm telling you guys. He's picked for the level 1 strat because he expects to get an advantage there on the level 1. No, I think Zeal item, Zeal item is pretty OP on Jinx, I think, so. I think just LDR, Zeal item, IE, no fucking Blade Ruin King, and would have been good. Here, Mickey is trying to cancel some bases, but he gets charmed. And that is all she wrote, man. No, I'm telling you guys, it's like Bel'Veth was picked for level 1 strategy. And the level 1 strategy was important, right? The Jinx and the Poppy could not lane. They could not play the game without a level 1 strategy. So maybe in a case where they pick a much weaker jungle, maybe they can't go invade level 1. But I do think that Yike played pretty fucking bad in this game 5. Alright. Alright. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. I think that, I think all in all, guys, I think Hansama, the thing is, I don't think Hansama had a single good game. I think that's the painful point about Hans. I don't think that Hans had a good game. I think that's the rough part. I don't think it comes down to the game 5. I think that the game 5 is the most memorable because the most recent, but Hans didn't have a good series. He really didn't have a good series. I think, you know, Hansama, the Kalista games, he was a passenger, didn't play lethality. I think that, you know, the Varus game, he got caught on mid lane. You guys remember that shit, you know? Then he had fucking Kog'Maw game, like he ended up on Kog. Like 2 Kalista games where he played attack speed, where he should have played lethality and was just a fucking ult bot. And even then, sometimes he didn't fucking ult either, right? And then on 5, like, I think, you know, to round off, right? To round off, I think this MSI is very crazy because I think the efforts of all teams is very scattered. I think all of these players are very used to just repeating their matchups over and over again. But the added element of lane swaps in the early game actually creates enough chaos in practice for people and players to be less precise. And I think that's perfect for teams like G2, PSG, and even Fnatic. I think they are finding new strides individually due to this reason. And I think that's really good, you know? Like, that's really good for the West. The fact that the games have the potential to, you know, have, you know, a lot of chaos. That's very good for weaker teams. Very good for weaker teams. I think that's really good, you know? I think, you know, when people call for Hansama's head, you know, like, I think AD carry is a very big problem for Europe in general, you know? Like, the one role that needs to do very little thinking and is the most mechanically pure, I think that, you know, people are always, like, calling that Kazi Hansama. Like, if you are in this off season, if you're in this off season, okay? If you're in this off season, you can't fucking sit there and say that any fucking person would have been happy that Hans Sama was replaced by Ice. It's very easy to be fucking hindsight Andy because performance fucking goes up and down. It's just a part of the process. It's just a fucking part of the process. performance fluctuates. Hansama didn't have a good day today, but if anyone tells me that fucking G2 GMing should have fucking replaced Hansama when Mickey wants to play with Hansama, go, like, you guys are so fucking unrealistic. You're talking about like replacing a player after a split where people perform during very specific conditions. Come on, man. And to say that Hansama didn't have a good performance all year is also delusional. It's giga delusional. Really, really delusional. Hansama had a lot of fucking games in regular split where he was running the region. With Lucian, with Draven, right? His Jinx was fucking... He had a lot of shitty Jinx games. Don't get me wrong, he had bad Jinx games too. And I'm just saying, like, to say that he hasn't been good for the whole year, that's kind of troll, man. That's kind of troll. For sure, Caps ran the whole region, right? Caps carried G2 really, really hard. I think Upset is a fantastic laner. I think that's his biggest strength. Upset as a laner is really, really insane. I think Upset and Hilly had, like, in terms of lane phase, the highest fucking peak ever. But it's like Karzi is an interesting player, but yeah. I think you need a new generation of AD carries, bro. It's like that's why it's weird, you know. Like, people complain that fucking SK is importing, bro, but like that, AD is the role you should fucking import in, bro. Like, I think you need to. The thing is, it's like even Jack Spectra, right? Even Jack Spectra. I like Jack Spectra. I think that he should be given time in the LEC, bro. But let's be fucking honest. It's like there's a lot of AD carries in ERLs that come up and then they play a little bit good, some champions, and then they don't do jack shit, man. They don't do jack shit. Like Jack Spectra, I love the guy, but when he played in the LEC, he wasn't fucking fulfilling the level. He wasn't. And it's very, very brutal. And these AD carries that run ERLs, bro, ERL is not the fucking same game. It's not the same game. That's why it's so confusing to me when people talk about like, why are you importing, bro? Like, fucking getting Rahel, bro. Like, that's a signing, bro. That's a fucking signing. But there's fucking levels to this game, I'm telling you. There's fucking a lot of levels to this game. I think that Kalist has a very bright future. I do think so. But to expect him to shit on Hansama, Kazi, Ice, Noah from the get-go, that's a big fucking ask, I'm telling you, man. Really, really big ask. Like, it's a insanely it's a very big ask. I think that Crowny should be playing probably. Can G2 make Kalist world-class ADC? Nah, like, it's gonna take some time. Like, Kalist deserves time and it's going to take time. Kazi is fucking good, yeah. Kazi is fucking good, yeah. But I think AD is like the position you should import in. I think Bo should role swap. Some team should walk up to Bo. Like, if I was actively competing and I had some ideas, I would say Bo AD carry, bro. Bo should AD carry. No fucking joke, man. Bo should AD carry. But to end on a positive note, guys, I think BB had the best fucking series, man. Fantastic series, man. great series. BB was fucking monstrous today. Caps was also a fucking machine. Caps and BB were amazing. Yike had a good game or two. Mickey Poppy is brilliancy, bro. Poppy, Mickey, brilliant. That's the best Poppy support performance I've ever seen. Best Poppy support performance I've ever seen. So, there's some good takeaways, but I have to say, the honest truth, and if you made it this far in the review and in the video as well, the honest truth is, I don't think that G2 can generate a better chance than what they did today. They cannot get a better chance than what they did today, in my opinion. They will go into the next T1 match as the underdog. Faker is not going to fucking stumble the way he did. And G2 need to become good enough to win harder situations. But this first round has been very interesting to look at the tournament as a whole. If you pull up Leaguepedia. Tomorrow's matches are going to be super cool. So this is what we have so far. I close down Epic Pen. This is what we have so far. We have Genji versus Fnatic. I think Genji performed below their level. I think Top Esports performed at the level that I expected, but Genji performed under the level in my opinion. I think additionally, T1 performed under the level I expected. And finally, Bilibili also performed under the level. And I wanted to highlight this, right? I wanted to highlight this because, you know, I think lane swaps is a very big part of it. Lane swaps is a massive part of it, in my opinion. Lane swaps means less practice in the lane matchups, and it changes and shifts the focus of practice towards other topics. That added sense of spice allows for more freedom of expression of skill, and I think that Mickey and Caps as players, for example, Mickey, BB, Caps, very creative players. Very creative players. A lot of these demons from the other regions, right? Their biggest strength is that they are so fucking good at what they do, so they are undisputed. Zeus you can kind of describe in a very easy way, right? It's like Zeus is a lane demon, teamfight demon, and then resource hungry. But I wouldn't call Zeus like a creative, dynamic player, right? He's creative in the sense that sometimes he pulls out the Yone, right? And he has like some cheeky counter picks that he likes to play, right? But that is more like that works because of his, you know, that works because of his characteristics. But if you think of like BB, Mickey, Caps, it's like they have so much fucking champion pool. They like a little creative, dynamic game, you know, with the Zac. You know, they're very open-minded about what they play and they can adapt themselves, right? But it's very hard to enact those skills in a world where there's no lane swap. Very difficult, right? Because you need to face up against the lane demon. You need to fight against the teamfight demon. But with enough chaos, creativity is rewarded. And I think that Caps and Mickey and BB are very creative players. Very creative players. And I think that this helps them a lot, you know? I think it helps them a lot. So now for predictions, guys. I think that my predictions have, like, what we've seen in this tournament so far, maybe there's like some swaying in terms of the odds. But in my mind, I do think that Genji should still be the favorite coming into this. I think that the champion pool of Chovy is just so good for this meta. Like, we have seen so many shitty fucking Aurelion Sol players, right? So many shitty Aurelion Sol players, like Cream. I think that he has a limited pool. Ari, Trist, Quay, Akali, and for some reason Corki. I think that this is just Chovi's meta, man. Not even Ari, that's not true. His Ari is fucking good. Like, give Humanoid the props he deserves and think about the level 1 that fucking happened. Chovy should have a massive edge here. I think the biggest thing that, of course, Genji need to invest in, they need to ban Lucian. And then they need to ask themselves, do we just play against Senna? Give enemy Senna first pick, ban Nautilus, you know? Ban Nautilus, and then ban Lucian, and then invite Senna first pick, play Kalista versus it, and be happy. I think that's the way, right? Or get Senna yourself, and then you can maybe look to ban. If enemy bans Senna on blue side, you know, Senna on blue side, you just match then with Draven ban, and then you play Kalista Varus matchup, and you take it easy. But don't invite Lucian. Whatever you do, don't let Jackie Love play Lucian. Don't fucking do it. Ban Not, and then if enemy bans fucking Senna themselves, you ban Draven. And then you trade Kalista Varus. And you should be happy. Another detail, right, is that, you know, I think that Kesante, just fucking pick it 1, 2, 3. 369 answer into Kesante is like Renekton, bro. Fucking gives a fuck about Renekton in this meta. Another thing is, 369, as experienced as he is, this fucking guy, he plays lane swap so fucking trash. Really, really bad lane swap. 369 plays lane swaps horribly, bro. But nevertheless, Kesante, there needs to be a big focus on Kesante in this series specifically. Because at least, you know, like BB has Zac, or there's like Vayne angles, or like TF angles, you know? These are angles that they can play around with. Yeah, these breakdowns are definitely there on YouTube later. So I believe that Genji is very favored. But I do think that top esports, they are kind of like a dark horse. They're definitely like a dark horse. So I would, you know, I wouldn't say that this is super free. I think this could be like a 3-1. 3-1, one cheeky win off of fucking Tian popping off with the 3-on-3 on bottom side, and Jackie Love just carrying the game. Stonks. I think a 3-1 is my prediction. The other series is Fnatic versus Team Liquid. I think Fnatic just fucking rolled them into a blunt and break them. I think Fnatic is way better individually, and I think that the only opportunities that Team Liquid is going to get are largely based off how much Fnatic allow to int. Fnatic's mid game and fight selection is really bad. Like, top esports and Fnatic are very similar in that regard. Fight selection, giga ass. I think if Team Liquid manage to stabilize, if they manage to stabilize lanes and they get to mid game, late game, Fnatic gives you chances to win the game. So let's see how that lands. Another thing I want to highlight about Fnatic, which they did really good against Genji specifically, is that how they farm side is really nice. You rarely see, like, today what both G2 did and Fnatic did. They managed to kill Chovy and Faker on side so much. They managed to kill them on side so fucking much. And that's so uncommon. Very rare that fucking Chovy is feeding side lane. That is new to me, bro. Very new to me. So I think that Fnatic should be able to get leads out of the early game. I think they play more champs. They are individually better. I do think Fnatic. I think Fnatic 3-1 But this one loss is like a gift. I think we have 2 3-1s tomorrow. Team Liquid will take 1 game. But they will only take it because this is like the crumbs that are laying on Fnatic's bare chest as they are basking in the glory of defeating North America. You know, just breadcrumbs. It's a gift. Would be funny if Humanoid just disrespects Appa completely and says, don't ban any mid laners. All these champions suck ass. And APA just carries the game with Ziggs. That sounds like a Humanoid move. Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to wake up tomorrow, bro. I don't know how I'm supposed to wake up tomorrow. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, guys. I really don't know how we're gonna do that. All right. I think that usually I'm in the mood to stream more, guys. I'm really in the mood to stream more, but I think I need to like go gym. I need to go gym, really exhaust myself, eat some food. I think that's like the best thing to do, man. I think it's the best thing to do. I think that still G2 beating an Eastern team would still be a fucking big upset, you know, big upset. Because if G2 play against Top Esports, I still think, based on what we know today, that Top Esports would be the favorites in that one. What about T1 Bilibili? We take that. We talk about that tomorrow. We don't want to fucking spoil everything, man. We don't want to spoil everything, yeah? We need to make it interesting a little bit. Is there a chance for upset tomorrow? Well, Top Esports maybe, but I doubt it. What was your prediction for G2 T1 before today? I thought T1's gonna 3-0 G2. I didn't think that G2 had it in them to win a game like that game 2, but Faker also had a terrible performance today, I would say. Caps really smurfed. Is lane swap healthy for the game? Honestly, at this MSI, I don't mind. I think it's cool. I genuinely think it's cool. This MSI, I don't mind. Ask me again during the World Championship, maybe I do mind. But I think it adds another layer to draft, and it's super cool. But I wouldn't be surprised if Riot takes it out the back and shoots it in the head. I think that can happen. G2 didn't bring back lane swap, NIP did. NIP was the first team to lane swap. How do you get rid of lane swap as Riot? Make the turret even tankier. Make the turret even tankier. Make the turret even tankier, and there you go. I had this idea in the past, but you know, players are so fucking annoying to convince, you know, like a lot of players, they are so rigid. I had this idea in the past that we would play like Galio, Ornn, mid, okay? Galio, Ornn, Sion mid. And what we will do after the 5-minute mark is that we send Galio, Ornn, Sion to lane bot 1v2. And we put our bot lane mid. And basically, just because mid back then, the wave would crash faster in the past. Right? The wave would crash faster in the past. Like the wave bot lane would be like after tier 2 when the mid wave crashes. So mid lane prior was giga OP. Basically you push mid because you're 1v2ing on the mid wave and then you can collapse on side. It's basically a pseudo funnel. And my fucking players, they didn't want to fucking do it even though it would have been so broken, by the way. There was like set mid meta, you guys remember? Set mid meta. It is what it is, man. Do you think PSG overperformed so far? Based over the little information I had from them in playoffs, I would say so. I would say that PSG overperformed. But I think you can say the same for PSG. I think G2 overperformed in my opinion. And then also Fnatic overperformed. And I already explained the reason why I believe this is the case. And why I believe that in the same vein, I do think that Genji, T1, and Bilibili, and also Top Esports, these teams underperformed. I think these two things go hand in hand. I think these things happened simultaneously. And I explained why. Top performed well. Like them fucking Team Liquid is like whatever.